big show today for you. And one of the things we're going to do is we're going to talk about my bicycle riding and how I went into the general area of Alona Beach, and I did some shopping yesterday, and the rules that they implied, which were pretty easy to follow. And of course, the fact that we, where I live, are allowed to go swim, but not in big groups. You can swim singly, swimming, like one person over here and one person over there. And then you're allowed to walk on the beach, but separated from one another. Those rules have been pretty lenient in the area where I live, typically because Alona Beach is a tourist area. So one thing that is mandatory is a mask. So as long as you have a mask on, they don't really get too excited about seeing people walking around. And of course, you take the mask off before you go swimming. But you're not allowed to group together in bunches, even in the water. So a couple of the other things that we're going to talk about is my Patreon account and the members of the Patreon account, how they have been very, very generous, very generous. So let me get this stuff off. I just did a little ride on my bicycle, just 2 kilometers, just to get some exercise. I also did the linens and cleaned some clothes, because now I am, in fact, the house. I am my own housemaid. So today's title, we're going to discuss two main topics, and we're also going to discuss a topic that Scott Del Fuego posted. And if he cares to share his link, he has a wrench. And that will bring you to a video. I only watched the first 22 minutes of the video. However, I found it quite interesting, and it's about the statistics of the epidemic. It's about the statistics and how they differ from state to state, and more importantly, how they differ from country to country. And the fact that 2 countries in Europe, I think it was Sweden and Austria, did not declare a lockdown. The mortality rates of those countries are the lowest of all the countries. They did imply rules where you had to wear a face mask, but they did not require a Loctight lockdown on Prison Planet. And the mortality rates are, from what my memory is 0.03% in America, and less in the 2 countries that did not implement a lockdown. So what's happening is that the governments, and more importantly this doctor that Scott Del Fuego pointed out, is saying that the statistics that the government had originally are a little bit high, or even quite high, according to the doctor from Scott Del Fuego's link. However, I won't share that with you, and I won't tell you the name of the link, but I will, well, I might tell you the name of the link. But before I do that, I want to read you the letter I sent to my Patreon membership, and how on occasion, typically once a month or once every 5 or 6 weeks, I'll send them out a general letter to thank them for their support. Now, you should also know that no Patreon member has quit my account in 2 months. I did have one person leave a few months back. However, what should be noted, and it should be well noted, is that my Patreon membership has not only increased since the epidemic has occurred, but in the last 2 weeks, and I don't know exactly why, but I did get a message from one particular Patreon member that being that he has is going to get some stimulus, or is entitled to some stimulus, he is sharing the wealth. That's one member who had a pledge, and then he increased it 5 times the original pledge. Or no, well, he increased his current pledge 5 times. So we will thank SPANKY9067 for that. Another member, Big E, had also increased his pledge 5 times. And another member increased his pledge by 150%. And another member is a new member, and his pledge came in at a relatively high end of the spectrum in Patreon. So I'm going to read you the letter for those people after I read the comments. Spanky, I have made you a star, and you are, I got to tell you, my first impression was to send you a letter when I saw it in my email to please don't do that, okay? That was my first, and I even started writing the letter before I read your comments in Patreon. So I would say thank you. I don't know how to do any more than that, other than the fact that in the letter that you wrote me, you incorporated the fact that you enjoy my construction and or abilities in mechanical skills, and the fact that I share those with you at certain levels in the Patreon. I don't know what else I could do for a man in your position in life, other than the fact that once I start building, you will see real construction skills, as opposed to some of the techniques that they use here in the Philippines, which are, I find amazing even to this day. And there is no differential from one construction job in the Philippines to another. They all do the same things. They all accrue all of their spoil piles of bank materials. They have the trucks. I can't even begin to describe it, but I will once I start construction, because I'm limited for space. So the fact that I'm limited for space means that the organization of the bank piles of the different materials will have to be in an arrangement like I always set up in my dock building jobs, where to give you one, for instance, that people are going to find interesting. In the Philippines, I don't know why, but this is what they do. There's a truck. One truck will come with rock on it. Okay, so that truck has some gravel. Like, say it's 3/4 inch gravel. And they'll dump the truck as far as 100 feet away from the structure that they're building. Then next to that pile, they'll dump the soil, or the sand, as they call it, the sand mix. They'll dump that next to the pile 100 feet away from the building. And then they'll set up a screen about 25 feet from the building. And they'll take the rock and or the sand, the bank, what's called the bank pile, B-A-N-K, bank. It's called, and as an excavation contractor, I'm going to use excavation terms. So they'll take the bank pile, which is now 80 to 100 feet away from the building, on a 1 acre plot that I had to do some servicing on. And they'll take the bank pile, they'll move it over to where the screed is, and they'll put the rocks maybe 12 or 13 feet from the screed. Then they'll take the sand and they'll put it through the screed. So what they'll get out of the sand are little tiny pebbles, about, we'll call it 1/8 inch or less, 1/8 inch or less, that I have a gecko. It's called a tico, a lizard. It's about that big. He's moving around up in the. He goes after the bugs. Let's call them the bugs. So he's moving around. He must have saw something. He's scampering around in his little space. He's been living in the same space in here for about 3.5 years. So, and every day at 4:30, I don't know how he knows, but every day at exactly 4:30, he goes, "Coco," and I go, "Coco," and we do that back and forth 3 or 4 times. Sometimes some of the sounds on the computer will set him off, and he'll go, "Coco, coco," and he'll do that 7 times, 6 or 7 times. He will not do it 8 times, and we go back and forth. We talk to each other. He still won't come onto my shoulder. And when he sees me, now after 3.5 years, he'll look at me and let me come to within about 3 feet away, and then he'll scamper off. And I could see him either in the house or outside. And sometimes he'll watch me from a distance, like take a bath, and you'll see him jump off the side of the building and attack something that's crawling on the floor. He just, I have a trained tuco. So that's pretty cool. So they'll digressing back to the bank pile and the spoil pile. So what they'll do is the spoil pile will be those little rocks from 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, like that, out of the sand. So then they'll have a bank pile of rock 100 feet away. Then they'll put a secondary bank pile of rock next to, about 20 feet away from the house, next to the screed. Then they'll screed the sand. And how do they get the material from the bank pile to the secondary bank piles? They put them in plastic bags, typically bags that the cement powder came in, the concrete powder, Portland cement or Portland mortar. They don't have wheelbarrows yet. So when Spanky, I assure you, once you see my job start, you'll see that my bank piles and my spoil piles are not only closer, but they're not going to interfere with moving materials around. Then they'll take the rebar and they'll put the rebar next to the bank pile 100 feet away from the house. So each time they need a piece of rebar, they'll walk 100 feet to the rebar, and then they'll walk 100 feet back to the house. Now, that's not so problematic as one of the things that really gets me going when I go to a job site and I do videos or I go to talk to one of my friends is they'll put one community bottle, 5-gallon bottle of water. So on a job that I was on with Daisy, I had to do some things there. The water bucket was 125 feet away from the building. So the water, one 5-gallon jug, the 5-gallon jug was 125 feet from the building. So each time any of the 13 men that you've seen in my videos on Patreon mostly, each time any of those men wanted a drink of water, they'd come down the stairs, if they were upstairs or from downstairs, and they would walk 125 feet, and there would be a common glass next to the 5-gallon water bottle, and they would pour water into the glass and drink their water, and then put the glass back on the table, and then they'd walk back. So each time someone wanted a drink of water, it took approximately 7 minutes. So no one kept track of how many times they walked back and forth. Now, what I'll tell you about that job is the man who owns that property, Filipino man, who's now become my friend, and the man who you'll see me at Giuseppe's Pizza or the Henin Resort for the feast at the Henin Resort. The contractor that he hired to do the job went bankrupt on that job, and I could attribute it to one thing, 2 things. There was a foreman on the job who showed up at 10 o'clock in the morning. The men were at the water bottle, well, many things, at at 7 o'clock, they were at the water bottle. The job was supposed to be starting the work. And at 7 o'clock, or 1 minute after, they would walk the 125 feet to the building. So that took 2 minutes for them to even get to the building, because they were not walking fast. And each time each one of those men went to go get water, it was 7 minutes of lost time. So 7 minutes that they lost time and 7 minutes that they didn't get anything done. That's 14 minutes, or almost 25% of an hour's wages wasted. So that that contractor went bankrupt. And you've seen me do live streams that, as far back as July, I told his name is M-I-A, M-A-I, excuse me. I told him that he wouldn't be done till February or March, and he said, no, they promised me November. Well, sometime in March, sometime in December, the contractor went bankrupt on that job, and let him go, let him out of his contract to finish the job, and kept, I won't tell you how much, he kept a percentage of the total payment. And with my advice, finished the job himself. He did not hire a new crew. That was my suggestion, because those guys were already trained improperly. So you will never see anything like that on my job. So I'm going to read the comments, and then I'm going to read you the letter I wrote to my Patreon members, and then I'm going to read you what Spanky did. And then I'm going to read you the Iron Mountain report. I'm going to read that, and we're going to thank SPANKY9067 for the detailed Iron Mountain report, which was commissioned by President John F. Kennedy. So first of all, let's give SPANKY9067 a shout out for increasing his Patreon pledge by 5 times, and Big E for increasing his Patreon pledge for 5 times, and Scott Del Fuego 150%, and the new member at a very high level. Just a big shout out to my Patreon members, who, by the way, simply enjoy my videos. No one, except for a few phone calls that I've been able to make, like Grand Adden, G-R-A-N, Patreon member, longtime Patreon. I asked these people, would you like me to call you on the phone and have a conversation with you and tell you what? They don't want anything. I have to tell you, the Patreon membership has worked out well for me, and I guess it's worked out well for them as well, because they're very content with what I post. So I wish to inform people of Patreon that are on my page now on this live stream that this morning I reevaluated 2 of my 1,400 Obama videos. I changed the title slightly to make it more politically correct, but it doesn't matter because it's set on a different platform. Some of the videos that you'll see from Mr. Obama, which were titled politically incorrect a little bit, the titles will be changed. The content of the videos will not be changed, but the classification of the videos will be, if necessary, age restricted. Now, when you see an age restricted video on Patreon, you won't see a thumbnail. So if you see a title with no thumbnail and just a gray screen, that's because it's age restricted. The video content is still pretty much the same. You might even see those videos starting to come from another channel I'm building, which has about 200 videos on it. And most of those videos will be where I did some crazy stuff. Okay, I did some crazy stuff. You guys remember the things I did to Mr. Obama, and well, you remember that. Well, that stuff is all off of YouTube. So that's why my videos went from 7,000 to 2,800. So So I'm going to start. I have a list of Obama videos that I'm going to go through and change whether or not they're age restricted, and I will change. I do have to change some of the words in the title and remove some of the stuff in the description boxes. Although I've never had a complication with YouTube before, I did this when they put new rules in place. So in order to avoid any complications between myself and YouTube, I did this when they changed the rules of how you classify the videos. I just took 4,000 videos off of YouTube. And now I have them on, this is OneDrive I have with maybe 800 videos, Obama videos. So these have to get reloaded. And they're probably going to get reloaded in a lower quality to my secondary channel. And you will know where they came from when you see the title, the name of my new channel and the icon. You will know exactly where they came from. So let's go back to the comments. I see Big E is in the house. Welcome to the machine, Big E. So I jumped the fence again, Michael. So we have the fence jumping. Jack Thompson is in the house. And as Jack Thompson was jumping the fence last week, I'll give you a little story before I read the report from Iron Mountain. Jack Thompson doesn't jump the fence to go over to have a conversation with other people. And I can't say that, but he actually, you remember when you trained your dog not to do his duty in the kitchen or on the living room rug? Well, Jack Thompson has become accustomed. What I told Jack, if you have to pee or you have to do number one or number two, go someplace else. Jump the fence, go over to that other channel over there, and do your duty. Okay. Do if you want to call it due diligence, but do your due diligence over there and then come back and we'll have some conversation on Skype. So that's Jack. Jack Thompson, the fence jumper, is only jumping fences so he could do his due diligence someplace else. All right, so we have the wordsmith here. So far, I see 5 Patreon members. So I guess you guys got the notice. So we have Scott Del Fuego. And Scott, I connected you with Clark Henderson because of your respective specialties. Clark Henderson, if you watch this video, and Scott Del Fuego, I connected you via email. Okay, it would be beneficial, maybe, I think, that the two of you would have a conversation, even briefly, at least starting out in email correspondence. So I okayed the connection with Clark Henderson before I gave Scott his email, and I okayed the connection with Scott Del Fuego before I gave him Clark Henderson's email address, so that I would have permission to connect 2 people that didn't know each other professionally. But once a 10-minute conversation between those 2 men, and they will find that they have some commonalities between them. So another thing that I do for people is I bring people together, not just like on the Big E show where he's bringing the Philippines community together in general, and more specifically, each week we do a shout out for a different channel. So Big E, while you're here, if you want to give, I think it's, whose turn is it this week? I fell asleep. Is it Lyrish in the Philippines' turn for a shout out? Please post the link and a little description about the channel shout out for this week. No, Rain Ruel. So Rain Ruel's channel is the shout out channel. So Big E, if you're here still, if you could post Rain Ruel's channel, I get everybody. I get a lot of people confused. If I'm building something, I could keep a list of materials of what I had from 6 months ago current in my mind. But to remember 40 new 40 new commenters from the Philippines community, even the girls, I get mixed up. There are now, we have Maureen, we have a Irish Israel caregiver, Sab, Arcelius Corner, Chi, and many others. I confuse who it is because to read all the comments on your live streams in Chi's and Irish, it's confusing. So if you want to post the link for the girls' channel. So Scott Del Fuego, before we get to the Iron Mountain report, I'm going to read this report to you. You're not going to like it. If in life you choose your association, okay, I read that incorrectly. If in life you choose your associates, comma, ones you wish to be around and ones you wish to be gone, Michael is one I wish to be involved with. Thank you. Being part of a great adventure across the globe is an honor. So here we have, if Scott Del Fuego, if Scott Del Fuego ever posted a picture of his workplace, you people would say, what? Are you serious? And yet, it's true. Thank you, Scott. Thank you very much. So, Irish, yes, Irish Israel caregiver. Speak of the woman in Israel. Good morning, everyone. Big E in Sabuting. Oh, we're going to do a video. We're going to start a new series, End of the Month Booty, where I'll give you a total in booties, including people that pay me $1 a minute to abuse them verbally, Patreon membership pledges, YouTube AdSense, YouTube Super Chat, and YouTube Stupid Chat. Plus, there'll be an additional addendum to that, side donations coming from people like Warren Hunt for monies for a new computer, which, by the way, after 6 months of Warren agreeing to get me a new computer, which, of course, that's how long it took. Actually, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 7 months. After 7 months, Warren decided to keep the computer that he had bought back in September and then send monies to the Philippines about 6 or 7 weeks ago. The first installment of that money, because there's a maximum payout from Australia to the Philippines, the first installment of that money for the computer came this week on Tuesday morning. I got a notice from 5 weeks of going back and forth. Eventually, 2 weeks ago, Warren said, well, I said, let's forget that. Let's just forget that. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I'd rather remain your friend. I was a little bit more abrupt than that, which you probably could well know, but I just said, Lauren, just forget this bullshit, okay? Just forget it, okay? And you people know me. You can ask Warren. You could ask Warren. If he shows up, he'll tell you. And he said, so what his bank finally came up with is send me my banker's email address. The manager of my bank that gave me information that turned out to be correct, but Australia Bank said was incorrect. So my bank manager, who I said gave me incorrect information because the Australian bank manager said it was incorrect, now got in touch with each other via email from Warren H. So right now, if you counted all the messages about this money transfer, they would add up to more than 30 emails and correspondence between myself, my bank, the bank in Australia, Warren and his bank, and the bank in Australia to my bank in the Philippines. Go figure. So we are moving on. Canoy in the Philippines. Canoy. You know, Canoy, I did not, and I apologize, I did not send you out the 2 current Mr. Obama videos that I sent out and reorganized their titles and whether or not they were age restricted or not. Somebody remind me, or I don't remember if I sent them to Big E. If I sent them to you, Big E, please pass them on to Canoy. Canoy says, "Good evening, Mr. Fazio." So Canoy is another person who has basically been very generous to me. Thank you, Canoy. And because of these people, I continue with my live streams. If it were not for the people in Patreon and the private donations, I would not continue. It would not be beneficial for me. There are other things that I do that are a whole lot more important than YouTube. I just don't share those things with you. However, there is a video loading now with a project I was working on. It goes back 5 weeks now. The project I was working on with the filter project for the machine. The filter project is, the filters went back into the machine and I pre-lubed the filters. But I will tell you that I went to the city and the store to buy the fluids to top off the machine. I only had so much stuff in stock. The store was closed. So it was after 2 o'clock. I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to try to get back there at 8 o'clock in the morning during a weekday. Probably Wednesday will be my day off from live streaming. I have things to do in the city. Wednesday, I'm gonna plan to just go for the whole day. I'll leave at 5:30 in the morning, and I'll just spend my day in the city. So that's what I want. So Canoy, welcome to the machine, Canoy. Thank you very much for your stupid chat. And Big E is talking to Canoy. There is Canoy, that naughty boy, making that ego swell. Thank you. Greetings, Canoy in the Philippines. Greetings, Scott Del Fuego from Canoy in the Philippines. LIC, how are you? Super Baby Irish Israel caregiver from Big E. Big E, LOL, love you, brother. And Canoy in the Philippines has also been a major contributor to the Big E extravaganza videos, the Chi Corsairs videos, and some of the other 40 women, which are now becoming members of the YouTube's Philippines blogging community, all have their gratitude to point towards Big E and Cebu. He has brought together more than 15 Philippines blogging channels, including Pinoy Ahoy, Canoy in the Philippines, Philippines on Demand, Chi Corsairs, Irish Israel Caregiver, Sab Darren and Sab Adventures, and the list goes on. There are 40 or so members. So thank Big E, and also he's also contributing to my channel by the fact that apparently, even though on occasion I could be slightly abusive, the girls, they like my content. So Scott Del Fuego says, Mr. Fazio, you need some wrenches to manage the channel. Things are too much to handle. Well, we have Irish Israel Caregiver has a wrench. We have Scott Del Fuego. Canoy has a wrench. Big E has a wrench. Lyrish is saying hello to Jack. Jack is saying hello to Lyrish. Lyrish is calling Big E her sugar daddy. So if you remember correctly, Big E is also a sugar daddy, and how he gets these women to my channel is he is sending them funds privately, usually 100 pesos per person per show. So in my case, 23 women showed up on my show the other day. It cost Biggie 2,300 pesos to get those women to my show. Of course, I'm only kidding. Shout out to Big E. But this is what people and some men, and I if I had to categorize the men that are abusing us on my show and the Big E show and Chi Corsair show and Sob Shop show. A shout out. I forgot the man's name. A shout out to the man that was moderating. And I had his name. I didn't put it on my paper. Shout out to the man that was narrating Honey Coast Mountain Man. Somebody tell me the name of that man? Because now we need moderators to get rid of the garbage that's coming on our channels. So, and the garbage is coming from men. I use that word loosely. Who what we would refer to in America 40 years ago, the men that these negative and disgusting comments are coming from, remind me of the little man in the boat. And everybody my age category, my sex, knows what that means. They remind me of the little man in the boat. So, we do have trolls here today. So, we have the Pinoy trolls in the house. So as long as it keeps it clean, we're going to allow the Pinoy troll to stay here. The Pinoy troll. Now, the Pinoy troll has been quite abusive to me for the last few weeks. So his conformity to the rules and the bylaws of the Hoodwinked by an Angel channel will probably be short-lived. So let's see how long he can maintain, status quo. Welcome to the machine, Pinoy Troll, who also runs a channel, but it's a little different. It's just a little different than what I do. As long as he maintains conformity to the rules and regulations of the Hoodwinked by an Angel institution, he's welcome to stay here. Canoy in the Philippines. I don't use Patreon. I prefer all my donations to be public. So Canoy in the Philippines has sent me some stupid chat because I'm going to talk about some stupid stuff in a little while, which is the report from Iron Mountain, where it in and of itself is not stupid. However, what's in the report you're going to say is a lie, and yet I'm going to post the link at the end of my live stream so they don't shut me down between now and then. It's all true. So we're going to, what we're going to do? We're going to put on the traveling. Where's my traveling gear? Okay. We're going to put on the traveling mask. In the Philippines, it's known as a mascara. And then we're going to bang the pot with the mascara and the traveling hat, because we were traveling this morning shortly, and I'll tell you, Canoy in the Philippines, shout out. So let's get the pot going. My traveling hat. And for those of you little men in the boat people, if you think that you want to take a bicycle ride with me, I suggest that you first try to move in any direction 10 kilometers there and 10 kilometers back without stopping. Because that will be our bicycle ride. 10 kilometers there, mountains or no mountains, and 10 kilometers back. Now, I will admit, when I'm done with a ride like that, I do need to rest and probably even take a nap after I take a shower or a bath. And but I suggest, if you don't believe I ride my bicycle, I like to ride my bicycle, I suggest that you first try to do 10 kilometers. And to let you know that if you come to Bohol with a bicycle, we'll do a flat, it's pretty much a flat, a flat plane, like the earth, like the plane earth that we live on. It'll be flat, so it'll give you an advantage, and it'll even give you an opportunity to be able to complete it. Now, there are little men in the boat, the little men in the boat that keep breaking my chops here. They believe that 20 kilometers on a bicycle is some sort of fantastic. They believe, the little men in the boat believe, that 20 kilometers on a flat plane is a big distance. It's not. It only takes moving nonstop 20 kilometers on a flat plane can be done without much effort in under an hour and 15 minutes. Now, you could believe whatever you want. I don't really give a flying crap what the little men in the boat believe, but to go 10 kilometers, what is that? That's 5 miles an hour, right? Well, typically you can go 13 miles an hour on a bicycle without much effort on a flat plane. So in 1 hour, you can go 13 miles. If it's 5 miles, 10 kilometers, that means it takes 20 minutes to go 10 kilometers. That's at a decent rate of travel. So if the little men in the boat want to challenge Fazio, we put up another Fazio challenge, not as a race per se, but the fact that we will make a Fazio challenge to the little men in the boat that want to take on, not a monumental effort, a minimal effort of exercise. You just need to know two things. One, there will be no winner or loser if both people finish. Two, it will take place starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 12 o'clock in the afternoon, when the sun is at its hottest and peak level of temperature. We will start the run. We'll call it a run because it won't be a race. Anybody can do 20 kilometers. However, it will be done in the sun, baby. So Canoe in the Philippines will give you a little thank you song, and because Canoe donated Canadian money, we put the $sign up there, and we'll let's go to the little men in the boat. Let's make a run, a 20-kilometer run, and you don't have to go fast. You just have to finish. So Canoe in the Philippines. Thank you. Thank you very much, Canoe in the Philippines. Salamat. And if Arcelius Corn is out there, we give Arcelius Corn a little shout out. I make me giggle. So I got to get through my notes. I got to get this report. So SPANKY9067 is in fact your benefactor, or a benefactor, and or the progenitor, would that be a big E? Then is progenitor a word? Would be the person responsible for the report from Iron Mountain. And thank you very much. Wow, Super Chat says Lyrish. Oops, YouTube getting aware. Hold on, laughing my ass off. Yep, they did. They did. You saw that. Yep. Pinoy Troll, he knows. Scott says, I'm tied down to my kid's job. Currently being a Patreon member is a way to be part of a ballsy adventure. A man's dream to build a legacy in a foreign country across the globe as he refuses to age. Salamat. So I want to get to this report. Wow, now they will become Patreon subscription only. Yes, Pinoy Troll, that's correct. How is the shack? The shack is good, Pinoy Troll. The shack is good. It's good living in the shack. I don't have 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 16 hose bibs, 120 electrical outlets to deal with like I did in Florida. I have more time for swimming, bicycle riding, walking, and chatting with the neighbors. Yep, we keep the rags. Always keep the rags. Yep. So Pinoy Troll is starting. He's moving down the path of abuse. Please name the barnacle after me. So we have Jack Thompson wants a barnacle named after him. Okay. Pinoy Troll, I challenge you to any wager that you wish to lose, because you're going to lose. I challenge you to any amount of money that you wish to lose for construction knowledge in general and or mechanical skills, except the one field that you exceed in, your electronics. I know nothing about electronics, but you and I, me and you, us, I challenge you, we could start off with something simple like building forms, and then mixing concrete, and without any books. You could read all you want before you get to the challenge, the Fazio challenge. And then, let's see, and then, or a carpentry job. We could build a ladder like the one I built a few years ago. I challenge you to you and I building a wooden staircase. I challenge you, the staircase challenge. But before you accept the challenge, you should know that one of my nicknames in the past was Staircase. And the reason they called me Staircase is because somebody would build a deck 14 feet off the ground. And the people that built the deck, the contractors that built the deck, I don't know why, and I don't really care, but they didn't want to make the staircases, because my staircases were not only proper, but when finished, there wasn't some oddball size level stair at the bottom of the staircase, and all the treads, even though they were 2 degrees off level, so the water would run off. My staircases were some of the best staircases ever built in the deck building industry in New York City. So what we should do is start off with a staircase job. And I have the perfect thing to build the staircase for. And I challenge you for you to bring your tools, what you own, what you possess, because I've seen you making fun of my tools. I've challenged you for you to bring your tools, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to get some 4-inch by 14-inch planks, or boards. We'll call them boards, because at that point it's a board or a plank, but 4-inch by 14-inch boards. Typically, I can get those in mahogany. So we're gonna start off And now, and then we'll have, and if they're dressed like you would build a normal staircase, it'd be 3.5 inches by 13 3/4 or 13.5 inches. So the boards that we're going to, the staircase, that this is your challenge, Pinoy Troll. So either take the challenge and bring your tools. Let's just say $5,000, because I don't want to bankrupt you, but I will take more if you want. So with your tools that you own, that you can take a picture of today and send me a picture of your tools that you own in your possession today, because you keep talking about how much smarter and I can't build stuff. So here's the challenge. You, on April 27th here in the Philippines and April 26th in America, here's what you have to do. You have to go wherever your tools are, open up your box and lay them out on the floor. Or in your case, you could probably lay them all out on a dish towel, because I've heard stories that you include in your tool bin brake cleaning fluid. Okay, so how you got brake cleaning fluid in your tools is probably because you do electrical stuff, but any brain trust in the electrical industry would never use brake fluid to clean electrical parts. You might use ZEP, Z-E-P, electrical cleaner, and you might use ether, but you'd never use brake cleaner. So I don't know how you included brake cleaner into your tool supply or tool list, whatever it is. So I suggest you get all of your construction tools, lay them out on a dish towel in your kitchen and take a picture of them, because the only tools that you're going to be allowed to use when we build this staircase for an 11-foot high platform down to the ground are going to be the tools that you have in your possession today. You can't go out and buy $5,000 worth of tools, although I should let you, and then I will incorporate your tools that you buy in with the $5,000 cash wages. So we're now challenging somebody who keeps running his mouth about how his construction skills or mechanical skills somehow exceed mine, and yet he has no licenses to back it up. So now you're going to take all your tools, you're going to lay out a dish towel in your kitchen, put all your tools on there, and those will be the tools that you will come to the Philippines with to take my staircase challenge. And then we're going to get these 4x14-inch stringers, because that's what they are, planks, they are boards, but they will eventually be staircase stringers. And we're going to make a staircase that's going to be, according to the plans, 40, well, it's going to start out at, well, no, I had the plans modified. It'll be roughly 39 inches, because I'm cutting 1 inch to allow pipes on for something else, to allow electrical harnesses and pipes and power lines, internet cables, and other water pipes and things like that. So we're going to build this staircase. It's going to be 39 inches wide, and it's going to consist of 2 stringers on the outside, 6 inches in from each end. So it's going to be like a wing thing. However, in this challenge, the Fazio challenge to the Pinoy Troll, who keeps running all this nonsense on his channel, we're going to take the staircase. We're going to take the staircase, and we're going to cut the staircase in half at some point after it's complete. And we're going to hinge it, H-I-N-G, hinge it so that the staircase, the bottom half of the staircase comes up like that, and it's going to be like a moat on a castle. So the bottom half of the staircase, which is going to weigh somewhere in the area of 100+ kilos, because the stringers on the staircase are 4x14s, and they weigh roughly 12 pounds per foot. So you're going to have 8 feet. You're going to have 100 pounds of stringer, and you're going to probably have another 60 pounds of tread. So we're going to build this staircase we're going to build two of them. You're going to build one, and I'm going to build one. So we're going to have all the material brought to the job. Whoever builds the better staircase, not in the fastest time, I'll give you whatever it takes me to build the staircase. I'll give you an extra 20% on the clock. Whoever builds the better staircase, the better looking staircase, and then breaks the staircase in half and hinges it so the bottom half goes up. If you could figure out how to do it and make that happen, I want the staircase to be able to be lifted up with one hand. So I want 160 to 180 pounds of stringer and treads to be able to be lifted up by one hand over so that you could walk under the staircase and use it for storage. So Pinoy Troll, who's been running and writing and running his mouth all over YouTube that he is somehow more mechanical or more construction knowledge-wise than me, and somehow he incorporates brake fluid into his tool. I don't know where that came. It sets my mind to the side that you would include brake cleaner as one of your tools. If you do electronics, nobody in their right mind would put brake cleaner on an electronics. You might degrease it. And I don't know why it's in your toolkit, whatever it is, your toolkit. You'd use ether or you'd use ZEP, Z-E-P, electrical cleaner, just to give you a little bit of understanding that I know more about cleaning things than you ever will and how to clean things. But you know more about electronics, so we're going to stay away from that. But being that you keep running off at the mouth how smart you are in construction, we're going to build these two staircases. I have a place for both of them. I'll buy the material. But if you lose, you owe me $5,000. If I lose, I owe you $5,000. And if you lose, you also have to give me your tools so that I'll never have to hear you run your mouth about your construction skills again, because you won't have any tools to work with. That's my challenge. I don't know where else, I don't know how else I can help you, but Pinoy Troll is trolling my channel. Thomas Grube. All right, so we're going to go off the Pinoy Troll. Good morning, Sir Michael Britt, engineer in the Philippines. So thank you for stopping by. Thomas Grube posted a video this morning. He's also a member of my Patreon community. And you can ask Thomas Grube if I've kept my word, because the videos that I said I would only post at the $20 or above level, I also send to all members of my Patreon community that were a member of my Patreon community, even if they were a $1 member. I send them out individual emails of my uploads. So if a member can only see certain videos at the $20 level, all members prior to the date that I set forth 2 months ago still receive those $20 and above videos, which means they don't have to raise their pledge on Patreon. They can just stay at the $3 or $5 level, and they're still going to get all the $20 and above uploads. It was an offer I made, and Thomas Grube will confirm whether or not I kept my word. Welcome to the machine, and Thomas Grube, bang the pot of freedom, says Jack Thompson. So Thomas Grube is a YouTube vlogger, and he posted video this morning, a pretty cool video about, I won't give you, Thomas, if you'd like to post the name of the title, please do, of your video. It's about girls, and I'll just let your mind run free, and it's about girls. I started watching it. It's a musical video, and I just ran out of time, Thomas. I apologize. So normally I always watch Thomas Grube's videos. He has a beautiful house. He shows his beautiful house, and his kitchen and his garden and the view of the ocean. So Thomas Grube, for your stupid chat, or should I say super chat, salamat. Thank you. Wait. Hold on a second. I did this all wrong. Okay. Right. What was I thinking? You wait till you see. I'm going to the city Wednesday. I'm going to look for some new hats because Lord knows I am going to start an entire new scam. I'm going to start selling scam sandwiches with a side order of pickles. So I have to get another hat because you know how like the mayor changes the hat to be the congressman and all that. I got to get a different hat. For every scam I run, I'm going to get a different hat or use a different hat that I already have. And but the scam sandwich and there's another scam I'm running. For $1 a minute, I will abuse you verbally on YouTube. So I only have a few people that have participated in the $1 a minute abuse, and one of those is John Escape. He sent me $2 and I abused him for a little over 2 minutes verbally. Okay, so if you need to be abused and you want to hear somebody abuse you and you wish to pay me to abuse you, I will abuse you proper. Thomas Grube, shout out. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thomas Grube, salamat. I have to get the report from Iron Mountain. I got to tell you, 20 people, Scott Del Fuego, bang the pot of freedom, says Jack. What is the maximum payout? Doesn't matter. Let's see. The maximum payout on what? I don't know what you mean. The maximum payout on Patreon is $500 US. If that's what you're asking. I don't know what your question is. See, this is what I mean. If you're going to post a question, Pinoy Troll, post it so that it has a body. It starts off with some sort of theory and where the theory ends up. How much is the maximum payout? To what? If you said it before, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. This is what happens. This is what happens to people. They lose their ability. They lose their. If you were in my class and I was a professor in college, and you posted a comment, how much is the maximum payout? As a proper question, without a preface to what it was in regarding to, and not in the body of the original question, in the way you did it with small letters, not capitalized, no commas, no periods, and no question mark, you would fail English. Now, I know that's the second language to you, but you should know better than to not put a question mark at least at the end of the sentence. Scott Del Fuego, I had an IV with a UV irradiation of blood. Ozone treatment added to glutathione going back in. Glutathione going back in. Flu-like sickness swept through my co-workers, but I did not get sick, at least not yet. So, what is the maximum payout of you and I building? I'll wait for your response because I could answer 50 different questions and not know what the hell you're talking about. That's the problem with you, Pinoy Troll. You talk about things, no one knows what the hell you're talking about. Scott Del Fuego, 5. Scott wants 5. Scott Del Fuego put up $55,000. Jeff, it can be a gold mine for entertainers. Just Jack Thompson. See, now here, Pinoy Troll, you can't block the fence jumper Jack Thompson, for sure. Jack Thompson says, don't mess with Jeff. Okay, all right. Okay, I retract the fact that I said you should have put a question mark at the end of the question. I retract that. I apologize. All right, everybody is saying hello. Britt is saying hello to Cano. Cano is saying hello to Jack. Jack is saying hello to Britt. If it's the same as we call the man in the boat in the UK, and it is, because you know what the man in the boat is. The little people on YouTube, I look at them as the little man in the boat. That's right, Britt and the engineers. Canoy says, I love the pot. Remember, it is, oh my God, I forgot the basic tenets of my channel and my church. Shout out to the Church of Christians Plus. The 3 tenets and or rules and what might one day become mandatory, like Trump has mandatorily affected everybody in America. I could, because as the leader, Bishop Fazio, Father Fun, Reverend Fazio, Reverend Big E, and Professor Big E, the professor of dating services in the church, in the Underworld Church of Christians Plus. Remember those 3 things, ladies and gentlemen? Always remember those 3 things. It is better for you to give to the Church of Christians Plus and for me to receive than the other way around, number 1. Number 2, Jesus said, it is better for you to give than to receive. And Jesus, when he said that in regards to the Church of Christians Plus, Reverend Big E and Father Fun, a.k.a. otherwise known as Bishop Fazio, baby. And the third thing, the third thing is, Mr. Obama, what are you doing over here? You said those 3 things. Yeah, and remember what you said yesterday, Fazio? I said a lot of things, Mr. Obama. But you were talking about the big boys. The big boys. You mean Steve Montelli's boys? That's right. That should be the 3rd thing. Always remember to worship the 3rd thing. So that would be the... All right, Mr. Obama. So where is Steve Montelli? Oh, we don't... Mr. Obama, you take Steve Montelli's... over there, and you do your thing, all right, Mr. Obama? So those 3 things. Thank you, Canoy, for reminding me about that. Big E. Big E says he sent his money in the Pelican case. Scott Del Fuego, I could see where Scott is going with this. The other day, Jeff, just to let you know what success is on YouTube. The other day, I had people, the Pinoy legend here. You should also know something about the Pinoy troll. He has never, ever, not even one time, sent anybody a super chat, and he's not required to do so. But he wants people to listen to what he has to say. So, and you're welcome to do that. Just remember, when you look at Pinoy Troll, what I want you to try to understand, I want you to put like a picture of Pinoy Troll over here and a picture of the little man in the boat over here, and understand that they have a lot in common. So, Scott Del Fuego, when he bangs the pot, I get scammed a lot. So even when I bang the pot, talk about banging the pot on other people's channel. Last week I was talking about banging the pot and making a lot, and Scott Del Fuego and Big Kevin's channel and Canoy in the Philippines and other people said, oh my God, Fazio is psychically making me send money to Big Kevin because I have them trained, Pinoy Troll, like good little subscribers and stupid chatters. I have them trained. In fact, Pinoy Troll, if you want to gain my respect, what I would suggest you do is super chat me $10, which I know isn't going to happen. So it's just a request. super chat me $10, and in tomorrow's live stream, I will age restrict it, and I will abuse you verbally for 10 minutes. And I will put your name in the title and try to get people to come to your channel. But it will be an age-restricted video. And if you super chat me $10 today, I tell you what, we'll do it Friday. I'll do it Friday because Thursday night's a big night. I'll abuse you for 10 minutes for $1 a minute. So you now, if you need to be abused for 15 minutes, I'll put your name in the title. Pinoy Troll pays Michael Fazio $1 a minute to abuse him. And that will bring people to your channel. So if you need to be abused and you want to pay me, but I will not take anything less than a $10 stupid chat, okay? So that's how we can do shout outs for your channel, but it's going to cost you $1 a minute. Pinoy, the legend, says, I think you need an A cup or a B cup bicycle ride or a C cup to help reduce the cup size. It doesn't matter my cup size. It matters the fact that I can do that. I mean, Chico says, it only matters that I can ride 20 kilometers. So Jack Thompson, I have a field office on my current job. So Jack Thompson is a builder, by the way. See, now, I would not pose the $5,000 plus tools challenge to Jack Thompson because he's a builder and he's a timberman. Okay, so a Pinoy Troll, the challenge I gave you, and noting that I have probably made the best built staircases in the history of deck building out of wood. I've seen other staircases that come close to the quality of the staircases that I built, but nothing to the same quality. Now, a lot of that had to do with the materials that I used. You couldn't get those materials in the Philippines, but the materials that I used back in the 80s and 90s for building staircases was just unbelievable. Grade A, #1 dense, select longleaf yellow pine, 2.5 pound treatment to be exact. Jack Thompson, hello, Pinoy ahoy. So now you just have to start being insulting, huh? That really is not very nice at all. Scott Del Fuego has almost had it. He's almost ready to boot you from the channel, Jeff. So in insulting me by saying I need a cup size, you did not answer whether or not you'll take the $5,000 Fazio challenge. So, Jeff, this means that if my staircase comes out better than your staircase, you get my tools and $5,000 cash. If your staircase comes out better than my staircase, you get my tools and $5,000 cash, and vice versa. However, I would suggest that you learn how to build a staircase first. I don't care how many books you read. It's not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you the specifications or what the finished product is going to look like. In fact, we're going to build these staircases side by side. This is real now, Jeff. I'm not kidding you. We'll build these staircases side by side. So you'll bring your tools, and I'll bring my tools. There'll be no specifications as to what they're supposed to look like when they're done. But we just have to make it the best staircase wins. If you feel spunky, you know, like the little man in the boat sometimes feels spunky and needs to get scratched. If the little man in the boat feels spunky, then just let me know. I am sure, I am positive, absolute certain, I can get people to up the ante. I can get people to up the ante to any amount of money that you want to lose. So you keep talking about your construction skills and blah, blah, blah. But we're not going to do mechanical skills. We'll do construction skills, because that's what you've been harping on for the last 2 weeks, like a pair of I don't know. Anyway, so now Scott is asking you not to be abusive. Scott's finger is, his trigger finger is getting a little itchy. Pinoy ahoy, hello, disclaimer, disclaimer, this is 100% legitimate, Jeff. Not a scam, no. I'll put it in writing. I'll put it in writing. I promise you, I'll put it in writing. And I'll take your money and your tools when we're done. So just keep running off at the mouth, and everybody's going to be, it's going to be videotaped. Even probably some people like will be here to videotape it. So we got to get to the report from Iron Mountain. Is the bicycle helmet a qualified scam hat? Or only the fedora? The helmet is an exercise masterpiece. But maybe instead of buying a different hat for sell scam sandwiches, I could put scam sandwich across my visor. Scam sandwiches. Get your scam sandwiches here. I could put it in whiteout. I think I will. I think Scott Del Fuego gave me a new idea. I'm going to make this, because I looked for hats yesterday where I went. They don't have it. I'm going to make this hat the scam sandwich hat, and I'm going to do so by putting this whiteout. It's like an alcohol-based alkaline. I'm going to make, it's going to say scam sandwich across the visor. And, okay, this is now, it's official. This hat will be considered the scam sandwich hat. Thank you, Scott. Saved me at least 250 pesos for the hats I was looking at yesterday. Good morning, Chi. Thank you for the exercise motivations from the Pinoy Trolls. You're welcome. What's up, IN? Scott, good observation, Michael. Can't properly scam without the fedora. And we did scam. We did cause stupid chat to occur from Canoy and Thomas Grube. Awesome, bro, Canoy, says Chi. I used to know a girl in the UK. She had what looked like a boat full of asylum seekers. Oh my God. Multiple men in the boat. Oh my God. Like I don't want to say it. Jack Thompson, I once made a wooden whistle. That wooden whistle. No, wood. The legend returned. Wood. You keep talking about I'm not building stuff out of stainless steel. For the hotel, everything has to be done wood forms, and the staircase probably will be wood. Okay, wood then. Well, no, I'm sure that the legend Pinoy Troll works with steel, Jack, and probably a lot of stainless steel. I've seen his work; it's quite good. But he keeps harping on my wooden skills. We're not talking about stainless steel. I have minimal ability to do MIG or TIG welding. Jeff does some nice work in MIG, TIG, and wiring. You know, that's his forte. But he's harping on my wooden construction skills. 4x2 bears, and now that wood is available. 2 bears. 4x14 mahogany is available, up to 16 feet in length. Believe it or not, I saw them the other day. I don't know if they're still there, but I saw them about the other day, going back 2 months. 2 bears. Brake cleaner is basically ether. Yes, it is. However, if you spray brake cleaner, let's just say you spray brake cleaner on a piece of glass, and you spray ether on a piece of glass. The ether will also leave a small residue, but the brake cleaner will be very noticeable. So they are basically the same content, but one leaves more of a residue than the other. And I might use brake cleaner as a primary cleaner, but as a secondary and or finish cleaner, I would only use ether. Most of us have video proof of past and present accomplishments. The legend is accepted. Whoa. Okay, so when you get here, I don't have to modify it. I will make it out of wood. But you have to bring the tools. You have to. I'll send you an email address that you can send me a picture of your tools. I don't know what you're talking about. Your plan, your game, your floor plan engineer. What makes it more challenging? No. You just have to build a staircase with your tools. What you have. I don't think you have the tools to do it. Not that kind of a building. But if you want to accept it, just let me know. We'll follow through with this. We'll make us famous. Okay, I was in Jack Thompson. Spanky. Okay, I accept Spanky. Nobody who has seen many videos ever questioned Michael's ability. No additional proof is needed. I'm not even, in fact, what I'm going to do is the videos that I have a staircases of, if I can find them, they were probably from my first channel, but if I have videos of my staircases, I will remove them so no one could even copy them, because it's just going to be what my skill is based on what my experience is and Jeff's skill. So stop talking. He accepts. Okay. And then, of course, I am not challenged. Oh, he's serious. So Spanky says, nobody who has seen many videos ever questions Michael's abilities. No additional proof is needed. Jack Thompson, I was in a similar competition when I was in the second year apprentice in Carpentry Union. Guess who won? Not me. Not everybody can win. Stop talking. He accepts. I am not trolling you. I am challenging you. You're a bullshit. Well, at least, no. Okay, I am on the third video, Mr. Fazio. Okay, Canoy, I sent Canoy 100 and plus videos because of his major super chat donation a few weeks ago. I am on the third video, Mr. Fazio never stops amazing me. So Canoy is going through 108 to 120 videos, depending on how many Obama videos I get back onto the site. Thank you. The fleecing fedora. Brake fluid to clean electrical. Ha ha ha. Use Google what brake fluid is used for. I did not use electrical. You could use brake fluid to get the grease off of electrical. I wouldn't use it. I just heard it's part of your toolbox. Jeff, Pinoy Troll, I have not watched, honest, I have not watched 5 seconds of any of your live streams or videos. You did one probably 3 weeks ago. So I don't know what the hell anybody's talking about, but they said that you included brake cleaner as part of your toolbox. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just what I heard. So if you're still listening, that's what I heard. But I heard that I heard it from Jack Thompson, I think it was. I heard that you included brake cleaner as part of your tool supply. Okay, but I don't know if it's true. I'm being honest with you. I'm not subscribed to your channel. I do know that you have 134 subscribers, and I do know that I've looked for your live streams because I've heard you talking stories about me, but I've never caught one. If I do, I'll probably say hello, because there's nothing better than to watch someone make a fool out of themselves. I mean, I do some stupid shit on YouTube, that I'll give you. But something that I heard about you that I didn't see, and I wish someone would have recorded it and reposted it, something that I heard about you, Pinoy Troll, is probably the second most, shall we say, funny thing that's ever been posted on YouTube, because even though I would not find it appropriate to put I've never seen anything like that before. I wouldn't. I don't know anybody who has one of the tools that you have been known to use, or people have said you used a certain product on YouTube. I don't know anybody with one of those besides Big Kevin. And when he took it out of the bag the other day, it was clean as a whistle. So I have that video that you posted when you were drunk that I heard about but have not seen. That would be funny. As opposed to, now, I don't know if what was said was true, so I won't repeat it. Had I seen it and had I had a copy of it, I would repeat what I heard. But I heard that you used a particular tool one time to somehow troll a guy from Switzerland. I don't know if it's true, and only people could say it is true or not true until somebody sends me a copy of it. But that is not that I wouldn't consider that disgusting. I would consider it egregious and funny if it's true, because I heard that you were 4 sheets to the wind, 3 sheets to the wind. You were drunk when you did it. So maybe we can only hope that you were in a drunken stupor when you said it. We can only hope. One can only hope that you were drunk and you have an excuse for the quasi-egregious, quasi-comedic tool that you put up on the internet and said that you used just one time. That's what I heard. As opposed to somebody who has just put up, or if there was a category for the most disheartening video anyone has ever seen. I don't want to say what I think about the most. That's not you, Jeff. But I think that you have the most comedic / egregious video in order to prove a point to a guy in Switzerland if what I heard is true. So I won't repeat it. And now I'm going to go back to the comments. We're doing well. Thank you, Bill. Brake cleaner. Ah, okay, so the maximum is whatever you want it to be, Jeff. You're going to lose, so just prepare to bring that much money to the Philippines. We'll figure that out. I'll call you up. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll call you up, okay? If you're still here after the show, I'll call you up. And I will tell you one more thing. When you called me up last month or whenever that was, and you were, I could not hear your voice. It was breaking up. But you'll notice even how congenial I was to someone whose voice I couldn't understand, whether or not they were a scammer. I had no idea who you were when you called up. And had I known, I still would have talked to you the same way. But the shit that you were saying on YouTube about Daisy May, I mean, it's your prerogative if you want to be abusive to Daisy May. I'll let you know that. But when we're done with the staircase, if you want to do that again, mano a mano, we could do that too. I mean, you being abusive to Daisy May, where did that get you? 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 That got you a lot of laughs from a lot of trolls. But you lost the respect of every person that has any sense of compassion for just a normal, everyday Filipino. So you abused one of your own kind so that you could be somehow a man among men? No, you didn't do that. You didn't elevate yourself in the YouTube community at all. In fact, you degraded yourself in the YouTube community. And everybody agrees. I mean, now, and I never even saw the video. I just heard that you were abusing Daisy May. For what reason? First of all, there isn't pretty much anything bad that anybody could say about Daisy May that's true. So why would you go there? Why would you go there? That's the question. Why would you go there? I mean, there are so many other people on YouTube that you could have abused and gained respect for abusing. But to abuse an innocent Filipina, I don't know how many people are on my page right now. I'll look. I'll put my glasses on. 24 people. At least 6 of them are Patreon members. At least 14 of those people I talk to on a regular basis. I will ask anybody at all, Patreon, Skype, or people I talk to on the phone that are not Skype or Patreon members, has any one of my subscribers, Patreon members or Skype members, have you ever heard me say anything negative about Daisy May? And I would be the one to know. Well, I'll give everybody I'll give you a brief synopsis of the answers. No, I've never said anything bad about Daisy May. She never did anything malicious or untrustworthy or behind my back. Never. She never. In fact, she never lied to me that I know of, ever. Okay? So, not only did she never lie to me, but she never lied to me after she left either. I'd ask her, and we continued our conversation. I'd ask her after she left what she was doing. And when I would ask her, she would talk to me the same way we talked when we were together. So why you would go to hurt Daisy May's reputation, that's, you did not to the community. In fact, people look at you as even less than an alcoholic. They look at you as an abusive man to the Filipino woman, even though and more so because you're Filipino. So all you did was degrade yourself. That's all you did. You didn't do anything else. You can't hurt Daisy May's reputation. You can't hurt my feelings about saying something about Daisy May, because I know if it's true or not. So far, I haven't heard anything that's true. So let's just keep it at you losing $5,000 minimum and all your tools. Let's just do it like that. Because you're going to lose. I'm telling you in advance that you're going to lose. There is no way on God's flat plain earth that you could ever hope to build a wooden staircase. Quality-wise, with the tools that you possess today, you just can't. You can't come here and buy the tools that I will be using. I'm going to use my tools and you're going to use your tools. There's no way you can do it. Now, I'm trying to talk you out of it because you're going to lose, but I want you to do it because I want you to lose, and I want to embarrass you in front of everybody. I want to embarrass you in front of the world. We're going to make videos about this. I'm going to embarrass your construction skills to the world. So so you know where we're headed with this. We're not doing it out of stainless steel, because if you asked me for that challenge, I wouldn't take it. We're going to do it out of wood, and I'm going to embarrass you, and I'm going to take your money, and I'm going to take all the tools that you laid out in your kitchen floor on your dish towel. And that includes extension cords, whatever tools you think you're going to need to build a staircase. Put them in the buying boxes and ship them over here, and ship them to somebody, and then you could pick them up when you get here, and then we'll do the Fazio staircase challenge. So I'm going to go back to the comments now. Abusing Daisy May was not a good thing. Jack Thompson says, hello, Lyrish, blessings to you, and welcome back to the flock. Good proposal for the abuse. I can do that on my own. Yeah, you have an ability to abuse people, but do you have the ability to charge people $1 a minute to abuse them? I have that gift. Thank you, Jack. Why pay $10 if I can do that? Okay. Yeah, I know you're abusive. I know. I'm reading the comments. I just haven't gotten up to your comments. I'll read them all. Why pay $10 if I can do that? Yeah, you could be abusive. The thing that I supersede you in is I have people paying me to be abusive to them verbally. You don't. Don't skip the comments. Read my comments. I am spunky. Okay, Lyrish, how says Pinoy Troll. How did you know that, Jack Thompson? My nickname. Okay, what did Jack say? To the flock. Ah, Jack Thompson was talking about Rain Ruel. Another beautiful Filipina that Big E introduced to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. Lyrish, ha ha ha. You don't know, Jack. Jack, take her word for it. Rain Ruel sends me strawberries. Salamat. Thank you very much for the fresh fruit. Rain Ruel. Big thumbs up to you, Sir Fazio, from Rain Ruel. Salamat. So Rain Ruel's channel is the highlighted channel. So if Big E is here, you did post Lyrish's link before. If you want to post it again, feel free to do so. And I got to get to the bottom of these comments. Okay, so Big E, big thumbs up for Rain Ruel. Please post a link. Jeff would definitely be over his skills sets to challenge Fazio in building knowledge. Let him find out for himself, Jack. He's going to be in for a big surprise once he let him find out for himself. If he wants to add to the Fazio Foundation and make it happen, let him make it happen. Good to me personally. Expat Prepper. This is really too bad about all this negativity. I wish I could solve this problem. I have been friends with Jeffrey for years. We haven't always agreed on things, but me personally, he's always been good to me personally, and even stuck up for me several times. Well, Expat Prepper, until I heard these stories about Jeff abusing me on his channel, him and I had a pretty solid relationship. So somewhere in the system, he lost his effing mind. He lost his effing mind, Expat Prepper. Somewhere in the process, maybe the alcohol has fogged his brain. Maybe his brain has become wet from the alcohol. I don't know. But before I heard stories about him talking about me, the last conversation I had with Pinoy Troll, a.k.a. Jeff, was a very pleasant conversation on Skype. So apparently he has jumped the fence. Big E saying hello to Expat saying hello to Big E. Rain gave me a triple thumbs up. Salamat. Expat Prepper. Rain, hello. Expat Prepper Hoodwinked, hello. Hello, Expat Prepper. Philippines on Demand, hello from Expat Prepper Jack Thompson. Here we go. Jeff, Pinoy Troll, made a comment earlier in his live stream stating that he is not allowed to comment on this channel. And now he's been proven to be fake news. Jeff, Pinoy, you have never been blocked on my channel. Never. Maybe you have another channel that I don't know about, or some troll name that you used. But I did not. That's all Pinoy Troll losing his mind due to his alcoholic nature. Yeah, whatever channel he's using right now to comment on, I haven't been to his channel or I wouldn't block him anyway. I was waiting for the man, the little man in the boat. I was waiting for the little man in the boat to come back to my channel. In fact, if you remember, Jeff, I called you on Skype 4 times that day that you were trolling me on the phone. That's how I found out it was your phone number. Then I was going, Well, maybe he wants to say hello. That was the last thought I had about you till I heard all this negative stuff that you're posting on YouTube. Therefore, I had no idea you were doing this until the fence jumper, Jack Thompson, told me. Canoy in the Philippines, how are you? I don't know what that message is. All right, there's a message that has been deleted by Pinoy Troll. I can't see that message. Jack Thompson, Two Bears, true. Highly dangerous. Skin is the largest organ of the body. That's correct. All it takes is $1 to get to ring the bell. What is your Patreon account? It's on my home page. There's a little orange dot on my home page, but it's Michael Fazio, Patreon. Go to my home page, and you can click a little orange dot. You know what? I got to get to my home page anyway. Hold on. I have not been to my home page, so let me go to my home page. I'll give you the link. Let's see. There's an orange dot all the way to the bottom of the eagle, to the bottom right. I have my book, I have my Google, I have my Facebook, and I have a Twitter account there. Okay, so I'm going to go to my home page on Patreon, and I'll give you the link, Two Bears. Which is, I'm going to tell you right away, it's not mandatory to become a man. I've heard stories where I make it mandatory somehow to be a member of my Patreon community. How exactly can I make somebody join my Patreon? How do I force them to do it? I provide a service of about 1,000 videos, but 3,000 more to be loaded to my Patreon page via my new channel and my old channel, and videos that I load on a daily basis for my construction skills. So I don't understand. Can I make somebody join my Patreon? How do I? Hold on a second. Bishop777. I saw that comment, Bishop777, on one of my previous videos, and I agree. Bishop777. So this is for Two Bears. This link is going out. Bishop77, I'll just read that comment real quick. Says, we live in a dome on a plane, and he happens to be a lot closer to the truth than anybody that thinks we went to the moon. So let's go. Okay. I'm gonna work off my. My Google is actually showing up on time. Before it was loading. So I'm going to work off that. I'll be looking up. Philippines On Demand, hello. Jeff made a comment earlier in his live stream stating he's not allowed to comment on this channel. So we know that Jeff now, we know two things about Jeff Pinoy Troll. We know three things. We know one, he lied about that because I didn't change the settings. We know one thing he lied about that, which makes him a liar. The second thing we know is that Jeff said he'll take my challenge to build a wooden staircase out of 4x14-inch, 16-foot-long mahogany stringers and put a hinge system in it so that you'll be able to pick up the bottom half and walk under the staircase. He's going to take the challenge for $5,000 minimum, plus the loss of each person's tools. Whoever wins the challenge, number two. And number three, this is what we know about Pinoy Troll. He will never take the challenge. He will never be embarrassed to that degree. And I will embarrass him if he takes the challenge. Okay, so those are the three things you need to know. That's all you need to know. News. Two Bears, cleaning your hands with WD-40 will get all the grease and grime off it. Yeah, Two Bears, and what do you think? I'll ask you, I know the answer. What do you think WD-40 is exactly, Two Bears? What do you think? Well, I'll tell you what it is, but I doubt very much you can answer that question within the next 30 seconds. Two bears. You might, but I will ask you the basic chemical or basic element of WD-40. And then I'll ask you another question. Do you think that WD-40 is good to put on blue steel? Let's just call it blue steel. Do you think it's a good product to work, clean, and use on blue steel? So, two bears, true, but highly dangerous. Skin is the largest organ in the bottom. If well, it takes a buck to get the ring the bell, what is your... So I gave you the legend returned, Pinoy troll. Hey, Jeffrey, my friend, please, ha ha ha, try to play nice. Okay, so Scott Del Fuego. I used to like Jeff, but okay, so it's largely fish oil. Okay. I never heard that. When I was, well, okay, I'm going from when I was in high school. I'll tell you what it is if you answer the question. If you think it's good to put on blue steel, I know what fish oil is. They add fish oil to paints to make it stick like crazy glue. You add 2 or 3 drops of fish oil to a pinstriping job. You clean it, the car with acetone down to, you get it down pretty, you get the wax off of the car and pinstripe a car with you pinstripe half the car on the same size with just pinstripe it with pinstriping paint, and then add, usually you have a little cup. It's not the cup that they pinstripe it, isn't much bigger than this, half of this cup, and then take 3 drops of fish oil and add it to this paint, and the paint will stick on that. It will stick to the paint. It will stick to the glass if you clean the glass first. You can't. So fish oil is a great compound, but I don't think that. I'll let you know what I think about that. So I know what fish oil. One use of fish oil is, and we still have to get to the report from Iron Mountain, which I'm going to get to. So Scott. So fish eye oil, not fish oil, excuse me, fish eye oil. Okay, I read that wrong. Fish eye oil is different than fish oil. And I don't know that WD-40 is fish oil. I thought it was something else. Maybe I made a mistake. I'll look it up on the internet. But what I think WD-40 is, and I will tell you what I believe it to be. Number one, it is... it's a very, 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 very light or very light kerosene. It's like you have crude oil, then you have kerosene or diesel fuel, then you have kerosene, then you have jet fuel, gasoline. Well, I believe that WD-40 is a mixture of an evaporator, a perfume, and a very light oil of kerosene. Now, somebody might want to correct me on that, but that's just what I learned in high school. Oh, Spanky, we're going to let him make a fool out of himself. Why has he not been blocked? We're going to let him make a fool out of himself. So we'll be in that Spanky. We'll just, you know what, Spanky? We just won't read his comments anymore. We'll just let him make a fool out of himself. Scott Del Fuego. I used to like Jeff. Didn't know he acted like this, but I don't find it smart or reasonable. So from now on, in honor of SPANKY9067, who doesn't want to hear this crap go on, I won't read your comments, but I will let you continue to make a fool out of yourself. And Jack Thompson took Spanky's word and blocked him. It was hidden by Jack Thompson. Adios. Adios, Jeffrey. Adios. Have a nice day. So, rain, rule. You're welcome. I appreciate that. But the time has come. Jack Thompson, the hammer is coming. Sometimes it is good to hear the garbage because we are all blocked on those channels. I agree. But I wanted Jeff to make a fool out of himself. But I'll contact Jeff on Skype, and then we're going to find out if he's got what it takes to back up what he thinks he's got that he can back up. We're going to find out. We're going to find out about. And moving on. Thank you, Jack. Jack, in honor of SPANKY9067, has blocked the Pinoy troll. Now you're blocked. Now you're blocked. Rain, rule. Big E, thanks so much. And to all our friends who promote our channels. Love. Philippines on Demand. Please take the Trump puppet down and slap the shit out of him for me, Mr. Fazio. Wait till you see what Trump did. And with no justification of why Trump did it. Wait till you see what Trump did. Bishop 77:7, the earth was created before the sun. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Chi is here. Welcome to the machine. Darren and Sabs, thank you all for following us here. Thank you. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for bringing them. That's what I said. Okay. Rain, Ruel. DR. Okay, see, I was right. Okay, about it's low pressure vapor aliphatic hydrocarbon, which is like an aliphatic naphtha. Naphtha is a thinner that they use in dryers to dry out paints. Aliphatic naphtha is also used for cleaning. Aliphatic naphtha is used for certain types of skinned open fabric airplanes. Okay, so, but you read that. I know that. Okay, so it's a low-based kerosene. And aliphatic means it evaporates. 35% petroleum-based, non-hazardous, heavy paraffins, wax. So that's what it is. Okay, so now I'll tell you, to answer my question as to whether or not WD-40 is good to put on blue steel. I will tell anybody that cleans weapons with WD-40, as long as you maintain that weapon in order, and I mean every couple of weeks, it will protect from moisture. But it's not by far good to put that crap on blue steel. Okay. Or high carbon steel. It's basically in the kerosene is a very, very small percentage of sulfur. So if you were to take your guns, and these idiots that you see putting WD-40 on their guns and then putting them in a box and storing them, and I call them idiots because take those guns out of the box 3, 4, 5 years from now and see what they look like. They'll be rusty. Because inside the WD-40, and this is something that you should learn right now, you should learn. I'll give you a product that will not let the guns rust 20 years from now. But if you people think that putting WD-40 on blue steel or high carbon steel is going to protect your blue steel or high carbon steel weapons, especially inside the barrel, don't do it. It will protect it for a couple of months, depending on temperature, moisture, sun. But after that, after the aliphatic naphtha and or hydrocarbons evaporate off the steel, the only thing left is the sulfur, and sulfur oxidizes metal. So just to give you an idea, because I had to take metallurgy in order to become a jet mechanic, expat prepper, if he's still here, he can confirm what I said. We used WD-40 in the airline industry, but it was just a lubricant as a temporary lubricant. Then it all got washed off. And then we went to a product called Tri-K something, which is now the exact same product as the stuff I use on a daily basis. I only use one chemical to preserve my metals, and that is, I have a case of it. I have 3 cans of it out in the shed. Thank you, Spanky. Yeah, okay, so, oh, wow. I forgot the name of the product that I use every day. I just used it yesterday. Okay. What the heck is the name of that product? I used to keep a can over here. I'll think about it. It's not real good to clean your hands with, but using it to clean blue steel, yes or no. After it dries, dust and other crap sticks to it. But also, whatever small amount of sulfur is left. Well, you're a pretty smart guy, Two Bears. So, in diesel fuel, there's sulfur, a small degree, because in gasoline less sulfur, in crude oil lots of sulfur. So in WD-40, or at least I made that mistake a long time ago. Okay, in WD-40 there was, unless I don't think they've processed sulfur out of WD-40. It's only a small amount, but it made my blue steel rust, and I was not happy about that. It took me months to clean everything, and I mean months. And then I was just not happy about that. I would never put, I will use it to clean blue steel, but I would never use it to preserve blue steel. So, okay, so Scott knows. Okay, what is the name of the chemical that I use for? I'm drawing a complete blank. I've mentioned it 100 times on my thing. We're gonna get to that report from Iron Mountain because I'm down. Cosmoline. Well, yeah, but you're not going to put cosmoline on a weapon that you're just going to put in a gun case for, a couple of weeks. Okay, cosmoline is what they pack jet engines and aircraft accessories and parts in. That's what the guns come basically in cosmoline. All guns from good manufacturers. What's the name of that product that I use? Oh my God. I want to go outside and get a can of that crap. Lanolin. Lanolin is not what I use. Brittany engineered. Lanolin is something they put in hand cream as an additive. But it's not the product that I want. Oh, man, I got to find out. Best. B-E-S. Best, what am I looking? Best lubricants, spray, S-P-R-A-A-Y, best spray, best spray lubricants. Wow, I can't believe I forgot the name of that. Doesn't even show up. WD-40. Chain and Lube by Blaster. That shit is real. Loctite. Garbage. Okay, garbage. WD-40, best types of lubricant. It doesn't even show you the stuff I use on here. See, this is how dumbed down the American public have been. We're going to go to Amazon and we're going to see if they have the best. This is the best lubricant on the market. Maybe there is something equal to it, but I doubt it. And I've been using it now 20 years. I buy it by the case. I have 3 cans of it left. I'm about ready to go outside and get one of those cans because I'm really upset about this. Doesn't even show you. Super Lube, that's another worthless product. 3-in-1 oil, worthless product. It has a minimal. They spray it on jet skis. They spray it on airplane engines. None of this other crap you would spray on an airplane engine. Super Lube, DuPont Non-Stick, FP10, all garbage lubricant. Compared to the one I'm going to give you. Some of them might work, but none of them. All right, so we're going to have to do this different. We're going to have to go Canada. We're going to have to add Canada. Because the company that sells the lubricants is in Canada. I'm going to give you guys the name of the best lubricant that has ever been manufactured, and I'll give you the link also. No better. Not for guns, not to spray on engines. Couldn't find that page. Holy shit. Holy shit. I usually keep a can of that stuff around here. If I go outside, it'll break I'll think of it. All right, so let's go to the report from Iron Mountain. we're going to try one more thing. Jet ski protective lube spray. SPRAY lubricants. Okay, jet ski protective spray lubricant. Again, with this WD-40. Let me tell you something about WD-40. That product is garbage. WD-40, they used to give us stickers, WD-40 stickers to plaster all over our toolboxes and anywhere else that you wanted to use the stickers. Sea-Doo has an anti-corrosive lubricant. Marine inox lubricants, jet ski, affects them. No, this won't affect the jet ski. Corrosion block. And I don't see it on the screen, but I saw anti-corrosion. Okay, corrosion block. All right, so this is what I'm looking at, so that you people know I'm not lying to you. I just saw this word corrosion inhibitors on the bottom. Corrosion inhibitors. So that's what the name of the product is. And now I'm going to go to get that link for you people right now. After I plug in my tablet, because I'm looking at a low battery. And then I'm going to give you the link to corrosion block. Okay? Now I'm not kidding you. On Earth, on this flat plane we live on, there is no better substance that you can buy over the counter that I know of that's better than this product called corrosion block. So I'm just going to lubricants to protect jet skis and fittings. I'm going to see if it mentions corrosion block. Penetration and protection, lead-free batteries, lubrication, jet skis, outboards, tow bars, jet skis, hulls, work engineering, protection. No, doesn't say corrosion block. So it's a company that's based out of Canada, Corrosion, COROSIONBLOCK, Canada, phone number. I'll give you the phone number too. Okay, so there is no better that now this is equal to, I think that the product what we used to use on aircraft carburetors to lubricate the flutter valves and the cables, if there were cables and things like that. I think that was called Tri-X, T-R-Y-X. Okay, so now we're going to, I don't know how we got here, but this is the informative part of my live stream. So gun owners, people that repair carburetors and then throw them up on a shelf for long periods of time in a plastic bag, anybody who repairs any kind of blue steel, anybody who works with blue steel or high carbon steels, anybody that lubricates ignition systems, you can take this stuff and spray it all over your battery terminals. It doesn't inhibit electrical connections. It actually is a conductor for electrical. However, dust will form on it, which might cause shorting. So you have to be like any other type of oil. But this oil does, I'm talking, when I went back to America last April, 1 year ago, I opened up a box that had not been opened up. Probably 2002, okay? Because some of the things I had in the box, I had brought back from Arizona when I lived in Arizona, and I wasn't allowed to have them. Okay, well, let's just leave it like that. So, but I used this product, corrosion block, on those products. And let's see, So I 2000 and so I brought those products to my house in New York, and I put them in another box, so so that so that because in Florida I had special permits, but which of course allows certain agencies access to the house at any time. So we'll leave it like that. But that's the agreement that you sign if you're allowed. If you have certain types of things, you also have to sign an agreement where people are allowed to come and make sure those things are where they belong. But anyway, I put corrosion block back on those products in 2001 and then brought them back to New York, because when I moved to Florida, they were in boxes, not secure boxes. And then when I got to Florida and I took them out of the boxes, I said, I really don't want these things in my house in Florida. So I brought them back to my house in New York. So those were in the box, 2001, 2010. They were in the box 19 years when I went back last year in April. And there wasn't even not one bit of rust. Only where I didn't get the product on the blue steel did you see rust. So I'll show you the corrosion block, and I'm going to give you, this is anybody who owns anything that's made out of blue steel or high carbon steel or wants to lubricate the outside of anything electrical, like an electrical terminal strip. But remember, you should wipe off the excess from the terminal strip so there's no possibility of ground from the terminal, the electrical terminal, the steel terminal stud to the ground. So I'll give you the link to this right now, and then I'm going to go back and then we're going to go to Iron Mountain because we're there. So this is the website to corrosion block. And and it's in Ontario County. So when I said before I couldn't remember the name, if I told you it was in Canada, I have the product. You know what? I'll wax oil is also okay. Yeah, you can store it with wax oil as long as you get the moisture off first. But the corrosion block, I'll tell you the characteristics of corrosion block. It buries itself into the steel. So if you spray it on something that's wet, they use it on marine engines, outboard engines, jet ski engines, stuff like that. If you spray it onto a wet engine block after you hose the salt water off of it, it moves under the water, or when it allows the water to evaporate out of it. So that's a product. It works. It's the best product in the world. Larry P. There is no better product. Well, of course you should wash off the salt water, Larry P. But as far as marine protectant lubricants or aircraft or jet engine lubricants, spray on, it's the best product in the world. And I'll tell you what it's going to cost you before you think about going and buying it. In an automotive store, let me show you the product. Okay, you're going to get sick, but this is the best. Okay, that's the product. Now, it was an 11-ounce can, 11 ounces. It used to be 12. Then they started with 11 and a half, and I think they're at 11 and a half now. You're going to get upset about this, but it's worth it. I'll tell you it's worth it. And I'm going to give you the American number as well. Okay. From Canada without shipping, it's $16 for an 11-ounce can. For a 4-ounce can is $8. However, there's a woman there, and I forgot her name. Very nice salesperson. She's the person that's been answering my phone calls for 25 years. Well, since 2001, 20 years. Since actually 1995, that's when I used it. All right, so almost 25 years. She will ship you a case. You can buy it by the case and they'll work with you on the price, probably 10%. You get a 10% discount. So that's $16 Canadian money. However, if you buy it in very few automotive shops carry it, and you'd be surprised, but almost no marine repair, engine repair places carry corrosion block. And the reason they don't carry it is because they use WD-40. Because 3 months from now, it wears off and the engine's oxidized, corrode, and that white metal. There's nothing better for a marine mechanic than white metal corroding. So they don't use corrosion block. So you won't be able to find it in a marine repair center, but you might be able to find it in a good automotive like high-end Napa. Or you could order it online, but you can only order it through Canada. However, in Napa, at mile marker 100 in Key Largo, that $16 bottle with tax is $30. So it's double the price. Because they only buy it at $14 and change. So Richard doubles the price exactly plus tax. He just 100%. So when you walk into Napa on whatever the price is, that he pays half of that. The rest is overhead and payroll. And it's $30 a can for 11 ounces. So what is that? $3 an ounce. It's a lot less expensive than what fuels Pinoy Troll, which is probably I don't know. I think he's drinking that 151 proof stuff. So there you go. And I'm going to give you the 3 phone numbers and the email right now. There is, and then we'll go into report from Iron Mountain. Promise. Okay. These are the 3 telephone numbers. An 800, an 888 number, a number, I think 613 is Michigan because I lived there, and I think that was my Traverse City, Michigan. For some reason, I seem to remember 613 as Traverse City, Michigan area code, or, well, I lived in a little bit outside of Traverse City. Okay, so, yes. Cosmoline has been used. We unpacked radial engines from World War II and the Korean War in Cosmoline. They came out like brand new. All right, so let's go to the report from Iron Mountain. So now that you guys know about to never, ever, ever put WD-40 on blue steel, you can clean your gun with it if you want. I mean, it's a good cleaning product, but never put it on and think that garbage is going to protect your weapon. It ain't going to do that. And when you put it in the barrel, you won't even see the rust. It's going to change the striations inside the barrel. And if it changes the striations inside the barrel for a long rifle, it's going to change the accuracy of that. But by removing and changing the flutes, they're called flutes. Okay, it's going to change that. Don't put that shit inside the barrel of your gun unless you wash it off and put something like corrosion block or some other chemical that's specifically made for your gun from that manufacturer. So let's go to the report. I wanted to save this to go here because if I went there before, Google might shut my channel down for the day. Report from IRON. Brought to you from SPANKY9067, baby. And we're going to go report from Iron Mountain. And we're going to say P, Papa, Delta, download, PDF. Okay, I'm waiting for it on the screen. Report from Iron Mountain. A shrewd satire report from we don't want that. Report from Iron Mountain. It's a download. It's archive.org. it's I didn't okay, I didn't put that word in there. I have no idea how the hell that word got there. Somehow, okay. I'm trying to find the one that is a PDF. Okay, so it's by the www.cia.gov library reading room docs PDF. So all the stuff is from. Okay, here it is. Okay, it's called P in parentheses. PDF in parentheses report from Iron Mountain. Mark Pilasuk, Academy of Education. Okay, so it's the publication of the report from Iron Mountain, a matter of approach. Hemlock Khan calls is Byzantine, whatever its source, and should become an occasion. So that's where we're going. What it is, okay, a lot of people have it in PDF format now. A few years ago, only one site had it as a PDF. And what it is, it tells you how to destroy the world. Although it tells you how to avoid destroying the world. This is how the elite work. And this is brought to you from SPANKY9067. So, well, let me just read it. I'm going to have to download it. Okay. Sign up to download. All right, let me go to my files and see if I have it in my files. I might have it. I have a lot of files, I'll tell you that. So I'm going to search Iron Mountain in my files. IRON Mountain. MOUNTAIN. Iron Mountain. Okay. But I have a lot of videos I made about that, apparently. I guess I should have went to my downloads first. I don't believe I don't have this downloaded. Well, we're going to be downloading it now. Let me go to my downloads. I'm going to go to my downloads. And if I don't have it downloaded, no, I don't have it downloaded. Apparently, when I recycled my computer, I removed it. Okay, so we're going to have to download it. I'll just download it, see what it says here. I'm going to have to sign into... Oh, boy. I'm going back. I'm going to go back. This is a pain in the neck. All right. PDF report from Iron Mountain. Mark, we're not going to go there. All right. All right, let's see if we can... Or I'll just read it. It wants me to sign into Facebook, and I don't use Facebook. I don't use it much. Nope, that's not it. Boy, oh boy, this is hard. I thought it would be a lot easier. So, file, Iron Mountain PDF, Wikipedia, Wikispooks. I visited this 2 times in 2016. That was on my birthday, in fact, of 2016. So this one here is the one we're going to read. The report from Iron Mountain, where it says, I last visited the site on 9/25/2016. That's the one I'll open up. Now, hopefully I don't have to download it, but that's the one I like. That's the one I've used before. And it's opening up, and if I have to download it, I'll just download it. But the other one was a pain in the neck. Let's see if we can read it. Okay. Here is the preface to the report from Iron Mountain. Let me push the download button. Okay. Okay. See, this one I don't have to sign into Facebook. A lot of people, oh God, a lot of people have been asking me to be friends on Facebook. I don't go to Facebook much. I just don't do it. So here it is. It's I don't have to. Okay, here it is. Report. Okay, now you people should understand that the report from Iron Mountain, why I'm reading this is because, well, first of all, you have SPANKY9067 because of his upgrade of his Patreon pledge by 5 times. And I was looking at something that reminded me of the report from Iron Mountain. I said that would be a good topic for tomorrow. So here's the report. I have to take a little bit of water, and then I'm going to read the entire report to you. Everything. All right, let me go to the comments. Yeah, okay, 2 bears. Yeah, you can use that corrosion block to dry off an ignition system. He's correct about that. So if, let's say, you went through a puddle and you still had a distributor cap or electronics that got wet, you spray that corrosion block on the ignition system or the distributor cap, and it knocks the water off it. And it'll start right up. It's an amazing product. Okay, report from Iron Mountain. On the possibility and desirability of peace, which is total bullshit. Now we're talking, where we're talking right now is double speak, and that guy, Orson Welles, who made that storyline up, that, you know, what the hell is it, the industry of truth? Or what was the name of that? You guys could tell. It's 79 pages. Okay, the Ministry of Truth. Here's the bullshit. This is, let's get Mr. Trump over here. Mr. Trump, is the report from Iron Mountain real? And does it say that it wants to teach people what not to do to destroy the world? So Mr. Trump agrees. The report was made as a total bullshit story, satire, lie, bakakun, bullshit, subterfuge, to how not to destroy the world. President Kennedy commissioned the report in 1962. It was done sometime after that, year and a half later. 13 of the top world's thinkers and scientists got together and created the report from Iron Mountain as to how not to destroy the world. And everything that they said not to do, they're doing today, right now, today. You're locked down, right? You're locked down. That's part of the process of how not to destroy the world. How not to destroy somebody's immune system? You people are stone stupid. You people are stone stupid. You believe the government to wash every germ off of every counter and off your hands and to stop rubbing your face and to wash your face 12 times a day. You're killing yourselves. You're killing yourselves. The body needs a certain amount of germs to maintain its immunity system. But the government has you locked down in houses, wiping every surface off with alcohol. Your body needs sunlight and it needs germs. Otherwise, it lowers your immune system and lowers your body's ability. Plus, it's making you lazy, lethargic, fat, or mentally unstable. The amount of pedophilia or child molestation has gone up exponentially according to how locked up people are. Right, Mr. Trump? So, Mr. Trump, let me put this hat on you over here. So, Mr. Trump, I'm telling you the truth, right, Mr. Trump? So Mr. Trump says yes. I'm not scamming those people, am I, Mr. Trump? No. No. He said no. So who's the best, Mr. Trump? Oh, Mr. Trump tipped his hat to Michael Fazio. Look how good I look. Look how good I look. Look, I got a beard, unshaven. I got lots of germs on my beard. And the sweat, I got lots of, and I haven't washed my hands since I did my laundry this morning. My hair, I haven't used a hair cleaning product in my hair. I just washed it with some, water and some soap. I don't use chemicals or perfumed cologne stuff. I got germs all over my hands, and then I touched my water bottle. And why am I healthy? Because I don't listen to any of the bullshit that the government is telling you. Scott Del Fuego posted a video on Facebook this morning. I listened to the first 22 minutes. What I have refused to do, wash my hands with alcohol, ever, unless I have a chemical on my hands that I want off, but I don't wash my hands all day unless I'm going to touch food. That's the only time I wash my hands. Other than that, I rub my hands, I rub my face, I rub my eyes, I'll clean my ears. And if I really need my ears cleaned, I'll go to the Chi Corsair's show and wait for her to do karaoke. And then what happens is when she starts singing, you just lean over while she's singing, and the earwax will get knocked off the inside of your ear canal like an ultrasonic. And the earwax just hits the floor. So if you want to clean your ears and you have earwax in your ears, you go to the Chi Corsair show and listen to Chi sing, and then just tip your head over, and the earwax will hit the floor. Like that song, "Let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor." Well, when Chi is singing, you just shake your head a little bit, and the earwax will hit the floor. The earwax will hit the floor. The earwax will hit the floor. And if, that's, I got to tell you, I've been to 3 ear specialists, and not one of them could clean my ears. But listening to Chi Corsair sing for just 30 or 45 seconds, you could feel the shit peeling off the inside of your ear canal. I don't know. It's an amazing thing. So if you need your ears clean, go to the Chi Corsair show and listen to that woman sing for about 45 seconds. The shit it'll pop off like scaly rust. And when you bang something that's rusty with a hammer and the rust just pops off in pieces, the shit comes out of your ears like fish scales. That's the closest thing I could tell you about listening to Chi Corsair. But she's a very pretty woman. And she does have some attributes that are very beneficial to the YouTube community and to some of the little people in life that, need visual stimulation in case your thing doesn't work right. So let me go back to the comments. Malu, Obama's voice is funny, Mr. Fazio. Salamat. What's your take? Larry P., I have no idea who you are, but if you followed me for 10 years, you'd know how I feel about Bill Gates. He's a demon-possessed elitist that wants you dead, to sum it up. My wife sings like Chi, 2 bears. So you have, see, the problem with a woman that sings as bad, as good as Chi Corsair's, is that if you have earwax, that in and of itself would inhibit the sound. But the sound itself is like an ultrasonic treatment that knocks the earwax out of your ears, which makes it even more audible, which is even more distressful. I don't know how else to put it. Distressing. It's worse than being next to a claxton on a big ship and the bang, 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 but because she's got high notes in there, and that's when the shit really starts popping out of your ears. You can feel it popping out of your ear canal and landing on top of your earlobes. And then you could go like that and shake it off. But Chi Corsair's She could knock the ear. I'm telling you. So let's go back. We're reading the report from Iron Mountain, Two Bears. Introduction. Okay. Report from Iron Mountain on the possibility of desirability of peace. Nothing could be further from the truth. With the introductory material by Leonard C. Lewin, The Dial Press, 1967, New York. Library of Congress catalog number 67-27553, printed in the U.S. So this is a PDF. I'll read you the foreword, and I will read you the introduction, and then I will read you the sections. So, I'll read you the table of contents. Foreword on page 3. Background information, page 8. Statement by John Doe, page 16. Report of the Special Study Group, 18. Letter of transmittal, page 18. Introduction. The scope of the study, page 21. Number 2, disarmament and the economy. Big doings there. They need your guns. They need your guns. Disarmament scenarios, page 28. War and peace as social systems, lockdown. The functions of war, 33. Substitutes for the functions of war, aka sodium fluoride in the water. I'm not kidding you. That's in there. It's chemtrails. It's in there as a war and peace. Substitutes for functions of war. If you can't kill them with bullets, we need a new method to kill people. We need that new method. And that's what President Kennedy sanctioned this report for. So Section 6, substitutes for the functions of war. Page 46. Section 7, summary and conclusions. Section 8, recommendations. Page 74, notes. It's only 69 pages. Okay? I might read the whole thing, and I might read the rest of it tomorrow, but I'm going to read the foreword, page 3. Okay, we're going to move down through this foreword. The foreword is by an anonymous person called John Doe. As I will call him in this book for reasons that will be made clear, is a professor at a large university in the Middle West. His field is one of the social sciences, but I will not identify him beyond that. He telephoned me one evening last winter, quite unexpectedly. We had not been in touch for several years. He was in New York for a few days, he said, and there was something important he wanted to discuss with me. He wouldn't say what it was. We met for lunch the next day at a Midtown restaurant. End of paragraph. He was obviously disturbed. He made a small talk for half an hour, which was quite out of character, and I didn't press him. Then, apropos of nothing, he mentioned a dispute between a writer and a prominent political family that had been in the headlines. What he wanted to know were, in my views, on freedom of information, ? How would I qualify them, ? And so on. My answers were not memorable. They seemed to satisfy him. Then, quite abruptly, he began to tell me the following story. End of paragraph. This is brought to you by SPANKY9067, who upgraded his Patreon membership by a multitude of 5 times. And this is kind of a thank you to Spanky. You all know him by SPANKY967, but we'll leave it at that. But he is a blue-collar worker, by the way. He's a working-class man. He's not a rich man. The reason that SPANKY9067 decided to upgrade by 5 times, a multitude of 5, was because he is receiving a certain amount of money through the stimulus package, and he said he wanted to share the wealth because probably I would not qualify. I haven't checked into that, but I don't think I qualify for that. So it's not really problematic, but thank you, Spanky. If I do, I'll make a video of that too. I haven't gone to the website because I haven't finished my taxes yet. So one of the prerequisites to qualify for certain stimulus is to have your taxes done. So Wednesday, I'm going to the city, and then after that, I might do my taxes, finish them. So, okay, third paragraph. Early in August of 1963, he said he found a message on his desk that Mrs. Potts had called him from Washington. Then he returned a call. A man answered immediately and told John Doe, among other things, that he had been selected to serve on a commission of the highest importance. Its objective was to determine accurately and realistically the nature of the problems that would confront the United States if and when a condition of permanent peace should arrive. Did you hear what I just said? The problems that would affect the United States if permanent peace arrived. Not the complications, the problems. Its objective was to determine accurately and realistically the nature of the problems that would confront the United States if and when a condition of permanent peace should arrive, and to draft a program for dealing with this contingency. The man described the unique proceedings that were to govern the Commission's work and that were expected to extend its scope far beyond that of any previous examination of these problems. Paragraph 4, done. Considering the caller did not precisely identify himself or his agency, his persuasiveness must have been truly remarkable order. Doe entertained no serious doubts of the bona fides of the project. However, chiefly because of his previous experience with the excessive secrecy that often surrounds quasi-governmental agencies. In addition, the man at the other end of the line demonstrated an impressively complete and surprisingly detailed knowledge of Doe's work. So they selected and sequestered these people based on their life's accomplishments, as opposed to people who have no accomplishments and have never been called on for anything special. He also mentioned the names of others who were to serve with the group. Most of them were known to John Doe by reputation. Doe agreed to take on the assignment. He felt he had no real choice in the matter, and to appear the second Saturday following at Iron Mountain, New York. An airline ticket arrived for him the next day. So I'm pretty sure I posted this link already, but I'm going to post it again. I'm going to post it right now, Larry. There it is. I only came back to the comment section by chance, but I wanted to post it. Okay, so I'm going back to the PDF. That's the end of paragraph 5. Now we're on page 4. Cloak and dagger. Tone of this convocation was further enhanced by the meeting itself. Iron Mountain, located near the town of Hudson, is like something out of an Ian Fleming or E. Phillips Oppenheim. It is an underground nuclear hideout for hundreds of large American corporations. Most of them use it as an emergency storage vault for important documents. But a number of them maintain substitute corporate headquarters as well, where essential personnel could presumably survive and continue work after a nuclear attack. This latter group includes such firms as Standard Oil of New Jersey, manufacturers Hanover Trust, and Shell Oil. End of paragraph. I will leave most of the story of the operations of the Special Study Group as the commission was formally called, for John Doe to tell in his own words background information. At this point, it is necessary to say only that it met and worked regularly for over 2.5 years. So this report, I think it was 13 men. But I could be wrong. But I think it was 13 men. I haven't read this since 2016, as you saw. But it took 2.5 years to repeat. So Kennedy commissioned the report, and he had been murdered by the time the report was finished. It took 2.5 years to complete the report, after which it was produced as a report. It was this document and what to do about it that Doe wanted to talk to me about. So it was the report. Okay. The report, he said, had been suppressed. And the reason they suppressed that report is because that report, which says it's a report to deal with post-war, success, it's actually a report how to destroy not just the population of America and not just the population of China. It's a report on how to destroy the world population. That's what the report is about. It's not about how to destroy America. These scientists got together and gave scenarios on how to kill off all the population of the world. Everything. The video that Scott Del Fuego posted on Facebook this morning, this guy confirms a large portion of what's said in the report from Iron Mountain. Albeit a backwards door to what was said in Iron Mountain and what this doctor did not say, but did say. He said washing your hands every day, all day long, and washing the oil off your face, and not going out in the sun, and, by the way, not using ultraviolet sunglasses. Oh, where are they? Warren, my son, where are you? By putting ultraviolet sunglasses on and not going out in the sun unless you have... Well, by putting ultraviolet sunglasses on, it stops the ultraviolet rays from entering into your eyes, which is a healthy product. By not going out in the sun, it's really bad for you. You have a vitamin D deficiency in your eyes and your body. You people have no idea that they are brainwashing you to do exactly opposite of what you should be doing. You should be going into the salt water. Now that summer has arrived, you should be in the sun, and you should not be wearing UV ultraviolet sunglasses unless you're flying a plane or something like that. But other than that, or maybe doing some light oxyacetylene welding. But other than that, no, you shouldn't be wearing those glasses. All right, so we're going to go back to the report. The report, he said, had been suppressed both by the Special Study Group itself and the government interagency committee to which it had been submitted. After months of agonizing, John Doe had decided that he would no longer be party to keeping it a secret. So John Doe had to decide whether or not he wanted to release his information about the report. What he wanted from me was advice and assistance in having it published. He gave me his copy to read with the express understanding that if for any reason I were unwilling to become involved, I would say nothing about it to anyone else. So apparently, wherever this PDF came from, that's the man that John Doe spilled the beans to. I'm not going to be able to read this whole thing, but it's 69 pages. I could start it from the beginning once I get past the foreword tomorrow. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do a SPANKY9067 Part 2 report from Iron Mountain. Yeah, baby. Okay, so I read the report that same night. I will pass over my reactions to it, except... So he's not going to add his 2 cents. the author of this PDF is not going to influence the report itself, is what he's saying. I will pass over my own reactions to it, except to say that the unwillingness of those associates to publicize their findings became readily understandable. So the only thing the person who created this PDF wants to admit is that everybody except John Doe was unwilling to share their understanding of the report, basically because for the fear of their life. What had happened was that they had been so tenacious in their determination to deal comprehensively with the many problems of transition to peace that the original questions were asked of them were never quite answered. Instead, this is what they concluded. End of paragraph. Lasting peace, while no theoretically impossible, is probably unattainable. Even if it could be achieved, it would almost certainly not be in the best interests of a stable society to achieve it. So they determined that a peacetime world, which is almost what we had going on, would not be sustainable for human life on this flat plane that we live on. This is the gist of what they said. Behind their qualified academic language runs this general argument. War fills certain functions essential to the stability of society. Until other ways of filling them are developed, the war system must be maintained and improved in effectiveness. So here's what that means. In my opinion, but it's what it means. Because I've read this before, and I know where they're going. The gist of it, of what they said, behind their quality, I'm going to read this paragraph again. War fulfills certain functions, and, quote, those functions are the destruction of the human genome. That's not my opinion. It's what the report says, but not says. And that a society without a sustained war is not possible. So not only do we have to keep the war system maintained, but we have to improve it and make it more effective in the killing machine aspect of war. That's what it says. You believe what you want. Wow, this is a long paragraph. It is not surprising that the group, in its letter of transmittal, did not choose to justify its work to the lay reader. In other words, they don't give a flying crap whether the general public understands what they're saying. Unexposed to the exigencies of higher political or military responsibility, its report was addressed deliberately to unnamed government administrations and administrators of a high rank. It assumed considerable political sophistication from this select audience. So this report was only meant for the elite. I'm breaking down the parts of it that you should understand. It wasn't meant for the Joe citizen to understand. It was because if you read the report, you're going to say, wow, they're trying to show you how not to destroy a society by telling you all the things necessary to destroy a society. The report is, there's a word for it. It's an oxymoron, I guess, but it's subterfuge, it's a lie, it's bullshit, it's bakakun ka. It's just horse shit. It tells you how not to kill off the population by putting sodium fluoride in the water. And that's what they're doing now, putting sodium fluoride in the water. It tells you how not to kill off the population by allowing bacteriological warfare elements into society, and that's what they're doing right now. It tells you how not to destroy a society by destroying the economic structure of the society, and that's what they're doing right now. This is not what I'm reading. I'm giving you what's in the report. There's 1,000 things, tangents of things in the 69-page report of what not to do to society. And every one of those 1,000 things they are doing today, right now, during lockdown, every one of them, all of them, bar none, even nuclear, radiological transmissions. Did I forget to mention Fukushima? Oh, God. Oh, let me wipe the sweat off my brow and let me wipe my lips and the back of my neck. Oh, yeah. Did I forget to mention Fukushima? Eyebrow. I got sweat over my eyes. All right. Did I forget to mention Fukushima? The last couple of days, weeks. What happened to Fukushima? What happened to Chernobyl? Do you know that you can go in Chernobyl now from 1986, I think it was? But 96, 100, 600. That was 25 years ago. You can go in there for a couple of hours at a time to look at something, the foot, the elephant foot, whatever it is. But what happened to Fukushima? That is for 25 years, 30 years, 40 years, is going to leak radiation into the ocean and kill off the stuff in the ocean. What happened to Fukushima? It's all in the report of how not to destroy the world's population. And they've done every bit. Okay, Fukushima wasn't a nuclear detonation per se, but it released 1,000 times more radiation than the bomb that landed on Hiroshima, and a different kind of radiation. The radiation. This is from my knowledge. The radioactive fallout that landed on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they built a big city. 50 years later, they had a thriving metropolis. But Fukushima radiation will last much longer. So if that radiation was only placed on the ground, you wouldn't be able to build a city there, I don't know, 100, 200, 300 years. But it's a different kind of radiation, longer lasting, longer half-life. Anyway, to the general reader, going back, to the general reader, therefore, the substance of the document may be even more unsettling than its conclusions. He may not be prepared for some of its assumptions. For instance, this is a big one. Listen carefully, because Trump's friend Fauci, the midget doctor, Trump's friend Fauci, he's fucking you. He's fucking you. And this is how. So General Joe Reeder, he may not be prepared for some of its the average reader, he may not be prepared for some of its assumptions. For instance, that most medical advances are viewed more as problems than as progress. That's true, because a lot of medical advances has to do with creating things that will kill you before it will cure you, or that poverty is necessary and desirable. Public postures by politicians to the contrary notwithstanding, or in that standing armies are, among other things, social welfare institutions in exactly the same sense as are old people's homes and mental hospitals. They want war. They want war. Because old people's homes and mental hospitals makes them money. It may strike him as odd to find a probable explanation of flying saucer incidents disposed of as en passant in less than a sentence. He may be less surprised to find that the space program and the controversial anti-missile program and fallout shelters programs are understood to have the spending of vast sums of money, not the advancement of science or national defense, as their principal goals. So he just said, you might find out that NASA is not necessarily, was never meant to explore space, but basically just to fund monies into a black hole. Not the advancement of science or national defense as their principal goals, and to learn that military draft policies are only remotely concerned with defense. Wait, I gotta wipe all the germs. Let me get that felt good. It invigorated me. I'm gonna wipe all the fucking germs off my face right now. Then I'm gonna lick my lips. Arcelius Corner, are you around? So, basically what he's saying is that you think that they created the space program to go out into space, which is not possible, but everybody knows this. Not everybody. One of my best friends doesn't believe that there's no way to get outside into past the Van Allen radiation belt. But that doesn't stop us from being friends, as he says in his commentaries as well. So basically, he's in this report, it's telling you that they are screwing you for your tax money, and then they're screwing you by telling you where your tax money is going. And then they're screwing you by telling you they don't have enough money and they want more money next year. I'm going to go to the comments now. I'm going to go back to my page. I'm going to put the aircon on for a few minutes so you might hear a buzz. So we are on page 5 in the middle of the page. Yep, I agree, Scott. You don't understand what Scott just said, if you don't understand. Scott has to be very careful how he words things. And to the small-minded people with small hands and small feet, the people that remind me of the little men in the boat, if you believe or don't believe that Big E is a big man, well, you should understand that when you told Scott that he's a glorified janitor, and Scott said he'd get into the ring with you guys with one hand tied behind his back, he would instantly destroy you with one hand. That's how big Scott is. So, and not just big, but how tough also Scott is. And why? Well, you'd have to find that out on your own. Maybe after they revived you in the hospital, if he just hit you one time, maybe he would share that. Maybe he could leave a little note on your chest or what was left of your rib cage. Because if he hit you in the head, it wouldn't be fair to you to hit you in the head. If Scott Del Fuego ever smacked you, even if he bitch slapped you, backhanded you, I guarantee you, if Scott Del Fuego backhanded the guy who called Scott Del Fuego a glorified janitor, I guarantee you he would knock you out and you would need to be resuscitated or revived, maybe with smelling salts or water on your face or something like that. But I guarantee you, face to face, you would never, ever, ever talk to Scott Del Fuego or Big E like that. I don't want to talk about who else you wouldn't talk to like that, but the people, you guys with the little hands and the little feet and the big mouths, I know that you do this because you drink too much alcohol. I know that. I allow it to take place because I've seen and worked in bars, and I know what alcoholics are and are not capable of. You lose your cognitive abilities. You lose your ability to rationalized thought processes. But never would you ever call Scott Del Fuego a glorified janitor inside a professional boxing ring with one hand tied behind his back. He could bitch slap you with 8-ounce gloves on and still knock you out. Where if you were revivable, you would need to be revived. So the Hapsters, welcome to the machine. I'm going to just read for a few more minutes, and tomorrow I might just, let me read through page 6. The Hapsters also, Biggie, would you please give the link to Lyrish and Rain Ruel's channel and the Hapsters channel out if you can. Or if Biggie, would you do that? Love from the Hapsters. Now, the Hapsters live in Hawaii. We're going to give them a shout out. They live in Hawaii, and Mr. and Mrs. Hapster apparently they live where they can go to a beautiful beach and a beautiful park, and they go in the water, as opposed to people that go to the beach and don't go in the water. I mean, I was, when I got back from where I was yesterday, I went to the beach and nobody was in the water. Nobody. It was beautiful though. It was high tide and the sun was out and the water was calm, and I had my wallet with my credit card and my glasses, my camera, but no external case. I just stripped down into the shorts I wore to the city, to the town area, and I went in the water. And I didn't go out to the buoy, but nobody would bother your stuff where I live. There's no crime here. You have people bitching, oh, there's going to be all kinds of crime in the Philippines, and there's going to be rioting and everything like that. Well, when I got back from the beach, I heard a bunch of people partying. I mean partying. I'm talking about drinking. And it was 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It might have been 3:30, 4. And that was after that, because I didn't get onto the Big E's live stream until 4:30. So it was after 3 o'clock. Well, I got there at, say, 2:45. I was there about 25 minutes. I got to let's see, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, myself. 1, 2, 3. 11 people, 8 men. I'm talking about 8 guys drunk. We're not talking about on the way to being drunk. We're talking about drunk. We're talking about sloppy drunk, where the men couldn't understand, even though they know I don't drink, they couldn't understand why. Because they lost. It's a way of being friends here in the Philippines, but I don't drink. I don't want any alcohol. I have no problem. Even if I had a case of vodka in my house right now, I wouldn't drink it. Right now, since last August, except for 4 days, I don't feel like drinking. Could I buy alcohol? Yeah, I could just go next door and buy alcohol. But anyway, 8 men, and the 3 women were not drinking at all. They were older women. But the 8 men were hammered drunk, and they kept saying, Mike, come on over here. And they have that one single glass that they put the rum in, and then they were drinking warm water as a chaser. First of all, I would not drink out of that communal glass, especially now. I mean, these guys were busting every fucking rule in the book. But I don't drink out of the communal glass. One time I took one sip out of a communal too big glass, and I almost lost my shit just from the thought of drinking out of a glass that 40 or 50 Filipinos drank out of, people I don't know, men and women. And the only reason I did was because the party was in honor of myself. A family put together a party of, it was 75 people at the party. And there were 35 to 40 people that drank out of that glass, and I was the guest of honor. So I drank the amount of coconut wine that they put in the glass, and I chased it down with the same water glass that they all used. And I never did it before in my life, and I never did it after. I don't think it's very sanitary, but now I use COVID-19 as an excuse not to drink out of their communal glass. Yeah, Big E, not very hygienic. The Hapsters, Mrs. Hapster, she knows about the love. The Filipinos will share one glass, but when I tell you that there were 40 people, I even have videos of that up on my page, in my YouTube. That should still be up, but some of the videos have Mr. Obama throw him a rock was the name of the title of the video. Mr. Obama swimming, someone throw him a rock was the name of the video. That I remember. That was a lot of comedy there. Well, in that video, I think I showed you the people and the communal glass, if it's still up. So Mrs. Hapster is Filipino. She knows what I'm saying. But anyway, I went to a woman's house. Vincent Michaels, another member of my Patreon community that's been hanging out on Steve, the great Steve Montelli show. Oh, Steve. Steve's got the big boys. What happened to the other boy, Mr. Obama? I lost it. Well, what are you going to do, Mr. Obama? We have to call Steve Montelli, look for the other nut. Hold on, Michael, I'll get the other nut. All right, Mr. Obama's getting Steve Montelli's nuts, because we're going to talk about nuts in a minute. And, all right, Mr. Obama. Oh, oh, oh. You like those, yeah? I love Steve Montelli. I love Steve Montelli. I love him. Why, Mr. Obama? He got the boys. He got the boys. And what do you do with the boys? I put the boys in my hand. 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 Mr. Obama, you could be a bridge builder. Oh yeah, baby. I put the boys in my hand. I put the boys in my hand. I put the boys in my hand. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, Mr. Obama, you go over there. Go over there, Mr. Obama. He loves Steve Montelli because Steve apparently lets Mr. Obama put the mechanical engineering bolts, nuts, in his hand. Big nuts, baby. At Michael Fazio, think drinking that anise stuff is good, is pretty good. Your special formula. Well, okay, so here, this water is anise, Vincent Michaels. Okay, all right, so I've told people the benefits of anise is that I can take this bottle with this much fluid in it, and you know I drank out of this bottle. Then I can take this cap. I'll do this. But you know I put germs in that bottle. I can close this bottle and go out and put this bottle in a box out in the sun or in the sun itself and come back 3 months from now and drink this water, and there will be no bacteria in the water because the anise will kill the bacteria. So El Hombre, the best. Yeah, this is one of the bottles in the 2 bottles that I bought since last August. I don't know if this is one of the bottles, but I drank sometime in December or January. I don't even remember. I bought 2 bottles because I hadn't drank since August, and I drank the 2 bottles in 2 days. In 2 days, 1 bottle, and 2 days, the next bottle. I drank 2 bottles of booze in 4 days For 8 months before, I didn't touch. 6 months before, I didn't touch not one drop, and since those the second bottle, not one drop. Although you'll hear little people with little hands and little minds, otherwise known as the little men in the boat, you'll hear them tell stories how I drink a bottle a night. Even that I drank 1 bottle in 2 nights, that's not true. Even I drank 2 bottles in 4 nights, that's not true. So the little man in the boat is another person, well, the little men in the boat, plural, are 2 more people that have trouble with the truth. One lied about whether or not being blocked on my channel, according to Jack, the great Jack Thompson, the builder. And the other one lied about how much alcohol I drank. And that's why we call them the little men in the boat. That's why we do that. So let me show you. Vincent Michaels, I'll show you the amount of anise I put in a big jug and how I put it in the jug. So, Saab, welcome to the machine. All right, I'm going to get anise, and I'm going to get the 1.5 gallon container. It's going to take me 14 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012, 1013, 1014. Okay, so here's the anise. Love, love, love from Saab. Salamat. Saab. Big nuts, says Big E. All right, so Vincent Michaels, for those of you out there don't know what anise is, it could be that the anise will not allow me to get the virus, but it could be that I go out in the sun every day and go swimming every day too. But this is what the anise looks like in the package. It's called Star Anise. Okay, and now I'm going to open up this package. I'm going to open up this package and show you what it looks like in real life. And what it smells like is licorice. Okay, so here is 1 Star Anise. Okay, so it kind of looks like a starburst, and they are all about this size. And it's almost like a peppercorn. It's in the peppercorn family, or the kind of seasoning that you put on ham. Those little thorns that you stick in ham. It's like that. It's in the same family. So it's about this big. Hold on, I dropped it. It's about 1 inch in diameter, and it smells like licorice. It smells like licorice. And this product here that you're going to see right here in my hand, when you put 1 or 2 of these in a 1 liter bottle like this, it gives it a flavor. Now, what was happening was I was eating them. When I was drinking the water, I would eat them, and they're good for your stomach too. It kills the bacteria. It's a natural bacteriological filter. Kills things. Kills the germs. What the hell is that? Right here. Okay, so I was putting these in the bottle, but then I would suck them out and I'd eat them, and they're okay to eat. I could take this little, I could eat the whole thing. I'll eat the whole thing to show you. Even it fell on the floor, because I'm a man. Watch, see this? Watch, I'm going to put it in my mouth. A little bit pungent, A little strong. All right. And then I'm going to swallow it. And what it tastes like right now is just licorice. Well, you could suck on it. But what I do is I put it in a bigger jar, like this. Good catch, though. All right, now this is what I got left in my mouth. Oh, it's fantastic for the breath. It's like a breath mint. You don't have to eat the whole damn thing. You could eat just one little piece of it. But anyway. See the bottom of that jar? About 6 months ago, every Sunday, I put 7 of those stars in this water bottle. And I have 2 of these water bottles that I use every week. Okay, now I have no more. So I use two of these water bottles every week. It didn't hurt my throat. It didn't burn my tongue. It's just like a very strong piece of licorice. Okay, so every Sunday, whether I use that bottle or not, I put 7 stars in the bottle. So however long it took to get this many stars in the bottle, and I leave them in there. I leave them in the bottle. So it looks like dirt. Okay, looks like rocks. Now, what I noticed is that each week I fill this bottle up twice. So what I was doing was throwing out the stars each time I filled up the bottle. But then I said to myself, well, wait a second, if the stars stop the bacteria in the water. I had 2 bottles of this. I serviced the machine a long time ago, about 1.5 years ago. And the machine came back to get some service on it. And when I went under the seat in the machine, I found 2 bottles of 2 of these bottles with the star anise under a bunch of rags and junk I had put on top of it, ropes. I set the guy up in the cab for the machine to do work if he had to get out of the cab, but he never used anything I gave him. He had a gang box that he worked out of. So anyway, these 2 bottles were in the machine for 14 months. 15 months, 16 months. I don't know how long they were there. It was over a year. And I looked in the bottle, there was no bacteria, and the several star anise were in the bottle. So I opened it up. I was thirsty. I drank it. I took a sip. Nothing happened. Tasted like star anise water. I opened it up a few minutes later, drank a little more. Nothing happened. No stomach ache, no bacteria, nothing happened. I drank the whole bottle. Nothing happened. That bottle of water stayed drinkable and tasty for over, well, I did the service in 2016, and it was about 8 months. Daisy was with me, so it couldn't have been more than a year. Couldn't have been more than, wasn't 3 years, but it could have been up to 2 years. Anyway, 3, 8, 12 months, 14 months, 16 months. The other bottle I was a little bit hesitant to open up and drink because the other bottle was half empty or half full, which means there was bacteria inside the bottle from my saliva, which there was anyway from the full bottle because I don't clean the bottles out in between the time I drink the bottle and the time I fill it up. I don't clean it anymore. There's no need to clean the inside of the bottle. So anyway, on the outside of the bottle, it was, you would never drink out of that bottle unless a real man would say, I'm thirsty, there's water in there, I'm going to try that. But, you know, you got these other men that really, like the little man in the boat type of men, they wouldn't drink it. They would say, I'm not going to drink out of that. Well, then screw you. You could just be thirsty. I'm going to drink it. So the other bottle, I didn't drink it right away, but I got thirsty later on. And I was out in the field doing a repair. And I said, well, I'll try it. Otherwise, I got to get on my bicycle and go find water. And I know where water is, but I got to go buy water. And we're talking at least 20 minutes of lost time. So I opened up the other bottle that was like half full, and it had the star anise in it, and I drank it like that. Just tasted it. And I waited a few minutes, and there was no... when you get food poisoning, you know it. I don't know if any of you people have ever had food poisoning. I don't know if there's a bacteria that I ate once by accident. I'll tell you what happened. Anyway, I drank a little bit more of the thing for the star anise in it, and it didn't bother me. So I drank, by the end of the day, I drank the rest out of the bottle. Put the bottles in my gear bag, and I took the bottles back to the house and filled them up again for the next day. So the anise, even after putting saliva in the bottle, and even after 14, 15, 12, 13, 16 months, 18 months, I don't know, I don't see that machine a lot. The water in the bottle remained drinkable. The star anise, it's not like chlorine, or it's a natural inhibitor of bacteria. So I read about it. And then I told my subscribers, and you're welcome, Mrs. Hapster. I'm telling you the truth. I told my subscribers about star anise. Now, John Escape drinks star anise. Scott Del Fuego drinks star anise. Several other people who are here and are not here drink star anise. They put the star anise in the water. So instead of... So you can put 1 or 2 stars in each bottle and leave them in the bottle and not eat them. But what I did, every time I put one in the bottle, I would break it up into pieces and I'd eat it. Every time I had a bottle of water, I'd eat a star. Okay? Which is okay. It doesn't hurt you. It actually, if you read about star anise, it's beneficial to the bacterium in your stomach. But anyway, so now instead of eating the stars and having to replenish my star all the time, I go and I put them in the bottom of this. So in there's over 100 star anise. And having so many star anise in there, each week the first set gets weaker and doesn't give off any aromatic flavor. But for several weeks or months, the first stars give off aromatic flavor. So each time I fill, every Sunday only, on Sunday, I put 7 stars in these bottles every Sunday. And now, I don't take the stars out. So it actually, it almost maintains a consistent amount of licorice flavor. And there's no bacteria in here. What you see as a fog is on the outside, not the inside. I'm going to show you that it's on the outside, not the inside. Yeah, look how shiny that is, where I just shined it up. And the fog that you see on this side, that's the bacterium or mold and mildew on the outside of the bottle, not on the outside. There's no bacteria inside. So whatever it is, I didn't know. It was I smelled it on a spice rack about 4 years ago. I just smelled it. And I said, well, that smells nice. And I bought a couple of packages. And I said, what the hell can I do with this stuff? I was thinking about putting it in eggs, which you can put it in your eggs. You could put it in sauce. You can, if you want to make a sweet sauce and you don't want to use sugar, you could throw 1 star in. And you could take it out when you're done, like a bone or something like that. Or you could put it in your water. But nobody who has ever done it has ever gotten sick or had a problem with it. But had I drank that water that I drank from 2 years ago, let's say, and it had bacteria in it, I could have gotten a rotten stomach. It's like people think that you're going to die from that. You could get really sick from it because the flora and the stuff that goes into your stomach. But I didn't. So now, let me tell you how fast you'll know if you get food poisoning, real food poisoning. About 15 seconds when you get botulism in your stomach. Maybe 15 seconds. It would be... once there was a peanut in a jar. There was 1 peanut left in a jar. And it was sitting on the shelf. I don't know how long it was sitting on the shelf. But it was sitting on the shelf for a long time. 6 months to a year. And I wanted the jar. And I was sitting down. And it was next to a television set. It was I remember where I was. It was 1990. I lived in the beach, but in a different apartment. And I just took the jar. I wanted the jar to put something in. It needed to be washed out because the stuff I was putting in was needed to be dry. But I wanted the jar, so there was 1 peanut in the jar. It was a cashew. Just one cashew. And I looked at it. It looked okay. But when I rattled it around in the jar, it was a little soft, a little spongy. You could hear it didn't clack on the jar. So I put the jar up to my mouth and I chewed it. And I wasn't done chewing it. Thank God I didn't swallow it. But the fluid from the nut that I chewed, in 15 seconds, I was vomiting. That's how fast it worked on me. My eyes went, water started flowing out of my eyes, my nose, water started flowing out of my mouth, and my mouth went, I almost went into a state of shock. So when you take a sip out of something and you don't know what it is, just because I just threw that nut in my mouth and started chewing it, it didn't taste so bad. I don't remember it tasting bad at all. But the first time I swallowed, I almost died. I literally vomited right from where I was sitting on the couch, right there on the floor. There was never would have made it to the bathroom. Never got off my knees. That's how fast food poisoning would work. So when I drink now, when I'm not sure about something, I take a small sip first. But the star anise water that was in there for over a year, it's no problem. Oh, I was sick for 2 bears. I was sick, both ends. Vincent Michaels, the anise will cure what ails you. I've been drinking it going on 4 years now. I've never had a bad bottle of water. Never. I've had other bottles of water without any anise that I took the bottled water from my 5-gallon jugs that I use for coffee and let that sit in a bottle for 2 weeks, and you can't drink that shit. You'll get sick as a dog. Sob Adventures now knows Vincent Michael's name from the Big E videos and things, and her channel. No, not your channel. Sob, you have no videos. I think, no, Sob has videos. I apologize. Arcelius Corner has no videos. Yeah, Sob has videos of that thing called TikTok. It's some kind of dance. Anise is used for upset stomach, intestinal gas, runny nose, and as an expectorant to increase productive cough. It is also used to increase urination and to stimulate the appetite. I probably read that 4 years ago, but I forget what it does because it's good. I like it. So you don't see me dying from eating that thing, right? Women use anise to increase milk flow when nursing, start menstruation, treat menstrual discomfort of pain, ease childbirth, and increase sex drive. Men use anise to treat symptoms of male menopause. Thank God I'm a very level and stable-headed person, and I don't need it for that. Two Bears. Go into the spice section of any big supermarket, they should have it. It's a common spice, Two Bears. But any Oriental store, I don't know that an Oriental store would have it more over than an American store. Two Bear says other uses include treatment of seizures, nicotine dependence, and trouble sleeping, insomnia, asthma, diabetes, and constipation. I don't have any of those problems. Okay, so we're going on, 3.5 hours? Did my body say to me, oh, I'm going to die if I don't have a cigarette. I'm going to die. You got to give me a break. Hold on for 5 minutes. I got to have after commercial sponsor break. Oh, God. I didn't even think about a cigarette. When I'm working, and I'm working now, baby. When I'm working, I don't even think about cigarettes or food. Water, if you said as many words as I said in this live stream, if you said this many words in 2 weeks, most people won't say as many. Big E would. Scott probably would. Some other people would. But a lot of people won't say this many words in a month. So I drink water. Mrs. Hapsa says, thanks for the information, Mr. Fazio. You're welcome, Mrs. Hapsa. Food poisoning, don't you find it very uncomfortable? Yeah. Yep, you did a Google search. Sob says, Mr. Fazio, I can teach you about TikTok, LOL. I'm sure Darren is just going to love to hear that. I'm sure Darren, first of all, as Big E, and one of his main concepts is that when a woman is dating another man, not to get involved. Other than joke, TikTok, joke, LOL, joke. And I know you put the LOL at the end, but I would, I don't fool around with married women. That is a lesson I learned a long time ago, not to do that. Even another man's girlfriend or future wife, LOL. I know you're kidding, but it's probably not a good thing to kid around like that. With banging the pot, I got you mixed up with Arcelius Corner. I really did. In the heat of the moment, I was actually banging the pot and thinking about Arcelius Corner, but I said your name by mistake. Promise. So, ladies and gentlemen, 3 hours and 33 minutes and 33 seconds later, we're still live streaming. YouTube has been very good to me today. Yeah, so you know what? Today's date's the 27th, right? 28, 29. On the 29th, sob, ha, 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 ha. So on the 29th, which is Wednesday, sob, we're only, Darren, we're only kidding. I really did think of Arcelius Corner because, she's single, I think. Anyway, and who would, but anyway, so I can't talk about that. So on the I have to go to the city on the 29th I may go to the city on the 29th and the 30th. I'll leave a message up. Of course I'm not trying to laugh. This is serious shit. Big E said that we agree on a lot of things, but we agree on not even kidding around with other people's girlfriends or wives. And you, according to Big E and Darren, are in the off-limits category. But other than just to have a joke, but really, I get you guys mixed up all the time. It's taken weeks to figure out who's whom. So, I have to go to the city. I really need to go to the city. Well, my globe bill is due on the 10th of next month, and my electric bill will be due on the 16th of next month. So that only leaves me 2 weeks to pay my bills or be late. I'm sure, but I have other things to do. I'm very serious. I'm very serious. No shit. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm not going to get the pot. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Sob. LOL, baby. And no, I'm a very serious person. You know that. You know that. That. So, Sob, as soon as we started talking, no, we wouldn't. Yeah, I got to pay my electric bill, and I got to pay my water bill. But I'm going to read the report from Iron Mountain tomorrow. I'll just start. I won't even acknowledge the comments. I'll just go and, after the foreword, I'll read the 69-page report or a portion of it. It takes 3 hours to read it. 3 hours. Now, the first time you're going to read it, you might want to spend 5 or 6 hours, but for a normal level of reading and comprehension, I think anybody could do it in 3 hours and 45 minutes. The first time I read it, the way I read something, whether I understand it or not, is to read the entire publication. I don't want to even know what it means if I don't understand it. I just read through. Because a lot of times when you're reading anything scientific or theoretical, you'll have a question as to what one particular sentence or subject matter states or means, and you'll hypothesize on what the subject matter is. And then you might stop and go research the subject matter that you're wondering about. But a lot of times if you just read through the article or the document or the book, it will become self-explanatory within a few pages or even chapters. So when I read something like the report from Iron Mountain for the first time, I just read the whole report from cover to cover, from page 1 to page 69. And then it's self-explanatory if you have good reading comprehension. And the part that I didn't comprehend, when I read it again, then I remembered the parts that had to do with the parts I didn't understand. I mean, there's nothing in the report from Iron Mountain I couldn't break down into its simplest constructs. There's not a thing in there. I may not know what a particular word means, but when you read through it, then you'll understand what the word represents in that syntax of that sentence. Like, if I say hi to you, and you don't know that I'm saying hi because I put my hand up. Well, that could be hi up in the air, could be hi, or it could be hi, hello. So you have to use the syntax that it's used in, or the context or the body of the message or sentence or paragraph, what the word means. So there's nothing in the report from Iron Mountain that I couldn't break down for you. So I'll do that tomorrow. So subs. I have no idea, Two Bears. I have no idea. I don't care. I'm on time. And if I'm late, I don't think I'm late. It's due on the it's not due, but I'm not. Why would I not pay my electric bill on time? I pay my electric bill from 3 to 6 months in advance. The same with the Globe. But the Globe, I could probably pay them both online, but I just want to get out of the house. I have other things that I want in the city. I need, Two Bears would understand this. This is why I have to go to the city. I need, and this is why if you were a member of my Patreon community, you would understand why I have to go to the city. Well, I didn't make that video public yet, but it would only be for the $20 subscribers or above. And we already talked about your finances, so I'm not asking you to become a member of my Patreon community. But the members of my Patreon community know, or will know when I post yesterday's video, I need 6 5-gallon buckets of number 68 hydraulic fluid and 1 5-gallon bucket of 40 weight diesel oil. I need to replace, for stock purposes, an oil filter that I put into a machine about a month and a half ago. And I'll keep in stock another set of filters that I rebuilt, the hydraulic filters for the machine that I want to get out of the yard. Okay, but they don't want it back. That's one of the problems. They don't even want it back to the job it belongs on. They don't, and so they're not in any hurry. But I need 6 5-gallon buckets of number 60 weight oil, and I already put 3 in. Apparently, it was a 45-gallon hydraulic system, and that's without blowing out all the pistons, which I didn't do. All the draining all the pistons. The oil was clean. There was no contaminant. There was 0 metal particles, no fiber, no pieces of rubber in the entire 40-gallon reservoir tank. When I dropped the plug, there wasn't even. It's a magnetic plug. There wasn't one. It was the machine is a good running machine. A little bit old, but hard to get parts for. But I need 6 gallons of 60 weight oil and 1 5-gallon bucket of 40 weight oil and some filters. Big E, he remember Arcelia's. Ha, I remember Arcelia. Yeah, because I was thinking about Arcelia when I was banging that pot. Bang a pot. Think about Arcelia a lot. Bang a pot. Think about Arcelia a lot. Bang a pot. I did mention your name, LOL. Yes, Sab, I'm Italian. My mother, all of my history before me, as far back as anybody can remember, are all from one part of Italy called Sicily. And that's the part of Italy that's shaped like a boot. That's how they, what part of Italy. It's an island. It used to be a prison island where they interned the Moors and Muslims and criminal Italians. So it was a prison island. And all my ancestors, as far back as anybody can remember, are all of Sicilian descent. So that would be the equivalent of a Filipino family in the province of Mindanao that has 10 generations and no other outsiders. That would be the same for as far back. Oh yeah, my accent. You should see me doing my father, Sergeant. You know what, Biggie? What you should do is with those videos that I sent you. If they want to see the 100 videos or so of the 100 videos, maybe Arcelia's Sob would like those videos in Arcelia or Mrs. Hapster. Maybe they would like that. And you can ask them in private. All right, Two Bears. Wife is signaling she wants later, Michael. Ah, she wants. Okay, Two Bears, thank you for stopping by. Thank you very much. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if there are any questions, I'll let you guys ask me a question. Even, did I put Prison Planet in the name? Yeah, Flat Planet. No, I didn't put Prison Planet. I was going to put, let's talk about Alex Jones for a few minutes. Oh, Big E, before I go there, is there a channel that you want to put a link to send people to, either now or 10 minutes from now, and I'll wait online? I apologize. If there ever is a channel that you want people to go to, even if I'm doing a live stream, if it's their turn to have fun on YouTube, just let me know. So I'm going to wait a few minutes for Big E to answer that question. And then I have my laundry outside that I will put away. So I'm going to go, and then the tide is going to be high, and I might even venture out into another part of Valona Beach, off Valona Beach, to look for the giant sun starfish for Dr. Page High. I didn't forget about that. It's on a list of stuff, but that I wanted to do anyway. So I'm going to go there, Dr. Page High, if you're there listening. And he also wanted me to abuse him, and he sent me $10 yesterday to abuse him. But I will not abuse Dr. Page High today, not after being online for 4 hours. I won't do that. And I won't abuse him until I see him online, and I will make sure that you know that he paid me $10 to abuse him. Or was it to give him a shout out? Oh, shout out. Okay, my mistake. He gave me $10 for a shout out from the ocean. I forgot. I get so many people requesting private abuse shout outs. They asked me, could you do it for free? I said, I probably could do it for free, but then how can I charge people for something I'm doing for free? I'd rather not abuse you, and it doesn't cost you anything, than abuse you for free, and then somebody else comes along, and I want to abuse them, and they want me to abuse them, but I say, give me $1 a minute, and you say, but wait a minute, you abused Dr. Page High for free. And I'm going, yeah, but he's my friend. That's why I abused them for free. And then they'll come on and say, well, we're not friends. And then I will have to say to them, you want to be my friend? And they'll say, yeah. You want me to abuse you for nothing? And they'll say, yeah. I'll say, okay, if you're a good friend, I want you to go out and get 2 blowjobs and come back and give me one. How's that for being my friend? That ought to fucking shut them up right quick, I hope. That ought to shut them right the fuck up. People that want shit for free and tell you they're your friend, you tell them, you want to be my friend? Really? You want to be my friend? You want to get abused for free? You want to be friends with me? Here's what you do. Go out and get 2 blowjobs and come back and give me 1. We're friends. Of course, it works a lot better with women than it does with men. Because I got to tell you, there's going to be the occasional man bitch that's going to say, okay, and then you're in trouble. Now you got to tell them, no. I'm not going to abuse you for free. Matter of fact, no, I don't want to be your friend. But you've already gave them an offer of friendship, and they're willing. I don't want no part of that. And there are men out there that will pretend to want to be your friend to the end. And they'll say, okay, all right. No, now you're in a world of shit. No pun intended, Big E. No pun intended. No, I wouldn't abuse you. No, I mean, no. No, you are in a different, you and the ladies of the Big East harem and my friends, you got to remember something. There's people from my family that watch my videos, and they know me, so they laugh. But there are some people that would get offended. So they don't necessarily watch me while my live stream is on, because right now it's 2 o'clock in the morning in New York. But they'll throw it on the next day, and then I'll call them up and I'll go, "What's up?" And they'll go, "What the fuck were you doing, Liz?" And they know that I don't need any motivation. I don't need alcohol or some people can't function without alcohol or marijuana. I don't do any of that shit. Not only do I not do it, I don't want to do it. I have not wanted to do that for 30 years. So it's not even a question of if I would, do I want to, am I living in the Philippines? It doesn't even enter into my mind. It's like asking me, like I'm waiting for Big E to tell me if somebody's out there that needs a link sent. Or Sob, do you know another channel that's doing a live stream that I should send out a link for? Besides Rain Ruel's link? You can give me a link too, and I'll post it. If someone's doing a live stream now. So, yeah, like I've never seen, everybody has heard of the word heroin. I've never seen heroin. I guess, from what I understand, it looks like talcum powder, or it could be different colors. I don't know. If I tasted it, if I put my, how they do it in the movie, I wouldn't know what it tasted like. I wouldn't know what it was. But that's how much interest I have in it. I mean, at my age, where I grew up, if I had interest in it, I would know what it looked like at least. I've never seen it, except for pictures of it in a movie. I've never smelled it, or tasted it, seen what it does to people, but I have no interest in it. And that's how much interest I have in alcohol or marijuana or prescription drugs, or unless I have that, what do they call that? When they drill into your teeth, root canal. After root canal doesn't bother me at all, the pain. I do the shot. But after I'm done with a root canal, that's not the pain that I would ask the doctor for a couple of those pain pills for. It's if they have to cut your gum, and they cut a little piece of your gum out sometimes, and they'll give me 2 pills. The doctor will give me a prescription for 8. I'll say, no, I just need a prescription for 2. And I'll make 1/8 of a pain pill. 1/8 of the pill that they give me for pain. I'll break it down into such small pieces you can't even see them. And I'll take 1/8 of the pill, and that'll be enough. For 24 hours, I'll take maybe 2 or 3 of those pieces, and then the pain is gone, and I just leave them in the bottle in case I need them for next time, or hurt my twisting, or come home after twisting my back or something like that, or pulling a muscle. But yeah, there's things out there that don't interest me at all. Sob is one of those things. So. Mr. Obama, say goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you want to say anything? I want to thank Steve Montelli for bringing the boys to the show. Thank you, Steve Montelli. You're welcome, Mr. Obama. Anything else? Yeah, I want to talk to Steve about some private consultation. Well, like what, Mr. Steve, you said he was a doctor, right? Yes. And you said he was a proctologist, right? Yes. Well, I have a little job for Steve. Oh, Mr. Obama. Mr. Obama, that was more information than I really needed to know. Mr. Obama, Steve, I love you. I love you. Oh, Mr. Obama, you go play with the proctologist. Oh, not only that, he'd be playing with me. Ah, ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my God, says Sab Sab Adventures. Bye-bye, Darren. Bye-bye, Sab Sab. Bye-bye, Arcelius. Bye-bye, SPANKY9067. Thank you very much, Spanky. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Dennis Adam. Thank you, Mercury. Thank you, John Escape. Thank you, Two Bears. Thank you, Mrs. Hapster. Thank you, Lyrish. Thank you, Honeyco. Thank you, Chi. Thank you, Pinoy Ahoy. Thank you, Pinoy Troll, for showing your real colors. Little man in the boat, you are. And thank you, everybody. Everybody. We love everybody. Right, Mr. Obama? Right now. Right now. Right now. Michael Fazio. I'm loving Steve Montelli. Are you talking about Dr. Steve Montelli, the proctologist? Oh, yeah, baby. Ha, 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 ha. Mr. Obama, you want to go play with Steve, the proctologist? Oh, yeah. Okay, mister. All right, Two Bears. Sob, sob. Amping. Gotta go. Things to do. Oil to buy. Not today, but tomorrow. Salamat. Thank you, everybody, for the super chat. Amping Permi. How do I get this off now? Okay, there we go. Amping Permi. Amping Permi. I say that to my friends in America. Amping Permi. They go, what the hell does that mean? I mean, it means have a nice, take care always. Amping Permi. Amping Permi. From the Philippines, baby. That's right.